Do you know the history and quality of the top foods on your favorite food list? Today, we dive deep into one of the most fascinating, refreshing, and ancient foods ever cultivated by humankind, the cucumber. Please let us know in the comments where you are watching this history video and what time you are watching it. And be sure to subscribe to our channel for more history videos in the future. Now, close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine a hot summer afternoon. The sun beats down without mercy. Your throat is dry, your skin feels warm, and then someone hands you a cool, crisp, freshly sliced cucumber. The moment it touches your lips, you feel a wave of relief wash over your entire body. That single bite is cold, it is hydrating, it is refreshing in a way that almost nothing else can match. That, dear viewer, is the magic of the cucumber. But this humble green fruit, yes, fruit, holds secrets and stories that stretch back thousands upon thousands of years. Stories of ancient civilizations, royal courts, daring explorers, medicinal breakthroughs, and culinary revolutions. The cucumber is not just a salad ingredient, it is a living chapter in the history of human civilization itself. Let us begin at the very beginning, in the mists of ancient time, in a land far to the east, where the cucumber first emerged from the soil and changed the course of human agriculture forever. The cucumber, known scientifically as Cucumis sativus, belongs to the gourd family, Cucurbidaceae. This is the same botanical family that includes melons, squashes, pumpkins, and zucchinis. The cucumber is in fact a fruit by botanical definition because it develops from the flower of the plant and contains seeds. However, in culinary traditions around the world, it has always been treated and used as a vegetable. This dual identity, fruit in science, vegetable in the kitchen, is one of the very first fascinating contradictions of the cucumber story. The origins of the cucumber trace back to the Indian subcontinent. Scholars, botanists, and historians have spent decades studying the wild ancestors of the modern cucumber, and the consensus points firmly to the foothills of the Himalayas. In the regions that today form parts of northern India and Nepal, wild cucumber plants grew in abundance. These wild cucumbers were small, often bitter, and nothing like the smooth, sweet, crisp varieties we enjoy today. But they were there, growing naturally in the tropical and subtropical climates of South Asia, long before any human hand ever thought to cultivate them. The earliest evidence of cucumber cultivation dates back approximately 3,000 years, though some researchers believe the timeline could stretch even further, possibly as far back as 4,000 years or more. Ancient peoples in the Indian subcontinent were among the first to recognize the potential of this wild plant. They noticed that it grew quickly, produced abundant fruit, and thrived in warm weather. They began selecting seeds from the best plants, those that were less bitter, larger in size, and more productive, and over generations, the process of domestication slowly transformed the wild cucumber into something far more palatable and useful. In ancient India, cucumbers were not just food. They held a place in the culture, the medicine, and even the spirituality of the people. The ancient system of Ayurvedic medicine, which has been practiced on the Indian subcontinent for thousands of years, recognized the cucumber as a cooling food. Ayurvedic practitioners prescribed cucumbers to patients suffering from excessive internal heat, digestive troubles, and skin conditions. The cucumber was believed to balance the body's energies, particularly during the hot summer months when the body's internal fire, or pitta, was considered to be at its peak. Eating cucumbers was not merely about nutrition, it was about restoring harmony within the body. The Sanskrit language, one of the oldest languages in human history, contains words for the cucumber, which tells us just how embedded this fruit was in the daily life and vocabulary of ancient Indian civilization. The cucumber appears in ancient texts and scriptures, referenced alongside other important crops and plants. It was a staple, a medicine, and a symbol of nourishment. From the Indian subcontinent, the cucumber began its long journey westward. Trade routes, migrations, and the movement of peoples carried cucumber seeds across vast distances. One of the earliest civilizations to adopt the cucumber outside of India was ancient Mesopotamia. The fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, in what is today Iraq, were home to some of the world's earliest agricultural societies. The Sumerians, the Babylonians, and the Assyrians all practiced advanced farming techniques, and the cucumber found a welcoming home in their irrigated fields. Archaeological evidence suggests that cucumbers were cultivated in Mesopotamia as early as the second millennium before the Common Era. Clay tablets from ancient Babylon contain references to various crops, and while the exact identification of every plant mentioned is sometimes debated by scholars, many believe the cucumber was among them. The Babylonians were master gardeners. They built elaborate irrigation systems, terrace gardens, and agricultural estates. The cucumber, with its need for consistent water and warm temperatures, would have thrived in these carefully managed environments. From Mesopotamia, the cucumber spread to ancient Egypt. The Nile River Valley, with its rich, fertile soil and predictable flooding cycles, was one of the greatest agricultural regions in the ancient world. The Egyptians were accomplished farmers, and they eagerly adopted new crops that could supplement their diet. The cucumber became one of these adopted treasures. There is a remarkable reference in ancient texts that many scholars have connected to the cucumber's presence in Egypt. In the Hebrew Bible, in the book of Numbers, when the Israelites wandered in the desert after leaving Egypt, they lamented the foods they had left behind. Among the foods they missed were cucumbers. This passage is often cited as evidence that cucumbers were widely grown and consumed in ancient Egypt. The fact that the departing Israelites specifically mourned the loss of cucumbers tells us something profound, that cucumbers were not a rare delicacy reserved for the elite, but a common, beloved food of the general population. Egyptian wall paintings and carvings from ancient tombs sometimes depict scenes of agriculture and feasting. While not every fruit and vegetable depicted has been definitively identified, some Egyptologists believe that cucumbers appear among the offerings and crops shown in these ancient artworks. If true, this would mean that cucumbers held a place of importance in Egyptian culture, worthy of being immortalized in the tombs of pharaohs and nobles. The ancient Egyptians also had a tradition of using food for medicinal purposes, much like the Ayurvedic practitioners of India. Cucumbers, with their high water content and cooling properties, would have been valued not only as food but as a remedy for the intense desert heat. Imagine a worker toiling under the blazing Egyptian sun, building monuments or working the fields. A cucumber would have been a life-saving source of hydration and refreshment. As centuries passed, the cucumber continued its journey, reaching the civilizations of ancient Greece and Rome. The Greeks knew the cucumber well. The Greek physician Hippocrates, often called the father of Western medicine, lived in the 5th and 4th centuries before the Common Era, and the medical texts associated with his school of thought discuss various foods and their effects on the body. Cucumbers were recognized by Greek physicians as a cooling food, good for hydration, and useful in certain dietary regimens. The ancient Greeks cultivated cucumbers in their gardens and fields. Greek culture placed a high value on the pleasures of food and drink, and the cucumber, with its crisp, refreshing taste, found a natural place on Greek tables. It was served raw, sometimes with olive oil and herbs, and was considered a wholesome addition to the diet. But it was in ancient Rome that the cucumber truly achieved a kind of celebrity status. The Romans were passionate about agriculture, cuisine, and the pursuit of culinary excellence. They embraced the cucumber with enthusiasm, and it became one of the most prized vegetables, or rather, fruits, in the Roman world. One of the most famous cucumber enthusiasts in all of history was the Roman Emperor Tiberius, who ruled from 14 to 37 of the Common Era. According to the Roman historian Pliny the Elder, Tiberius demanded that cucumbers be available on his table every single day of the year. This was no small request. Cucumbers are a warm-weather crop, and in the Mediterranean climate, they could not be grown outdoors during the cooler months. To satisfy the emperor's craving, Roman gardeners developed ingenious methods to grow cucumbers year-round. They created portable garden beds mounted on wheels, which could be rolled into the sunlight during the day and brought indoors or under shelter at night. They used transparent covers made from materials like specularia, a type of translucent stone similar to mica, to create a greenhouse-like effect. These early proto-greenhouses trapped heat and allowed cucumbers to grow even when outdoor temperatures dropped. Some historians consider this to be one of the earliest recorded examples of greenhouse agriculture in history. All of this effort, all of this innovation, was driven by one emperor's love for cucumbers. Pliny the Elder, writing in his encyclopedic work, Naturalis Historia, in the 1st century of the Common Era, devoted considerable attention to cucumbers. He described their cultivation, their varieties, and their uses. He noted that the Romans ate cucumbers in many different ways, raw, cooked, and even preserved. He also mentioned that cucumbers were used in beauty treatments. Roman women reportedly applied cucumber preparations to their skin to maintain a smooth, clear complexion. This is a practice that remarkably continues to this day. When you see cucumber slices placed over the eyes during a spa treatment, you are participating in a tradition that is at least 2,000 years old. Roman cuisine was sophisticated and adventurous, and cucumbers played a role in many dishes. The ancient Roman cookbook attributed to Apicius, one of the oldest surviving cookbooks in Western history, contains recipes that include cucumbers. They were served in salads, stews, and sauces. They were paired with herbs, vinegar, and garum, the fermented fish sauce that was a staple of Roman cooking. The versatility of the cucumber was well appreciated in the Roman kitchen. The Romans also valued cucumbers for their medicinal properties. Roman physicians, building on the traditions inherited from Greek medicine, prescribed cucumbers for a variety of ailments. They were recommended for patients with fevers, for those suffering from the heat, and for people with digestive complaints. The seeds of the cucumber were sometimes ground and used in medicinal preparations. The juice of the cucumber was believed to have soothing properties when applied to the skin. As the Roman Empire expanded, it carried the cucumber with it. Roman soldiers, merchants, and settlers spread across Europe, North Africa, and the Near East, and they brought their agricultural knowledge and their favorite crops with them. Cucumbers were introduced to regions of Europe that had never seen them before. The Romans planted cucumbers in Gaul, in Hispania, in Britannia, and in the provinces of the eastern Mediterranean. Everywhere the Roman legions went, the cucumber followed. However, after the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century of the Common Era, much of the agricultural knowledge and infrastructure that the Romans had built was disrupted. In many parts of Europe, the cultivation of cucumbers declined as the sophisticated farming techniques of the Romans were lost or abandoned. Gardens fell into disrepair, trade routes were disrupted, and the cucumber, which required careful cultivation and consistent water, became less common in some regions. But the cucumber did not disappear. In the eastern Mediterranean and the Near East, where the climate was more favorable, cucumber cultivation continued without interruption. The Byzantine Empire, the successor to the eastern half of the Roman Empire, maintained many Roman agricultural traditions, including the growing of cucumbers. Byzantine gardens were famous for their beauty and productivity, and cucumbers remained an important crop. Meanwhile, in the Islamic world, the cucumber flourished as never before. The Great Arab Agricultural Revolution, which took place from roughly the 8th to the 13th centuries, transformed farming across the Middle East, North Africa, and the Iberian Peninsula. Arab farmers and scientists were remarkable innovators. They developed sophisticated irrigation systems, introduced new crops, and wrote detailed agricultural manuals. The cucumber was one of the many crops that benefited from this golden age of Islamic agriculture. Arab physicians and scholars also studied the cucumber extensively. The great physician Ibn Sina, known in the West as Avicenna, who lived from 980 to 1037 of the Common Era, discussed cucumbers in his monumental medical encyclopedia, the Canon of Medicine. He recognized their cooling properties and recommended them for various conditions. He noted that cucumbers were beneficial for the urinary system, helpful in reducing fevers, and useful as a food during hot weather. Arab farmers developed new varieties of cucumbers, selecting for sweetness, size, and texture. They grew cucumbers in elaborate gardens and used them in a wide variety of dishes. Cucumber was a common ingredient in salads, soups, and yogurt-based preparations. The combination of cucumber and yogurt, which is found in many Middle Eastern cuisines, has ancient roots and remains popular to this day. When the Moors conquered the Iberian Peninsula in the 8th century, they brought with them a wealth of agricultural knowledge and crops, including the cucumber. Under Moorish rule, the Iberian Peninsula experienced an agricultural renaissance. Sophisticated irrigation systems were built, new crops were introduced, and farming techniques were refined. The cucumber was planted in the gardens of Cordoba, Seville, and Granada, where it thrived in the warm Mediterranean climate. As the Christian kingdoms of the Iberian Peninsula gradually reconquered territory from the Moors during the Reconquista, they inherited many of the agricultural innovations that the Moors had introduced. The cucumber was one of the crops that survived this transition and became established in the agriculture and cuisine of the region. In the rest of medieval Europe, the cucumber's story is more complicated. After the decline of Roman influence, cucumbers had become somewhat rare in northern and western Europe, but they were never entirely forgotten. Monasteries, which served as centers of learning and agriculture throughout the medieval period, preserved much of the agricultural knowledge of the ancient world. Monks cultivated gardens that included medicinal herbs, vegetables, and fruits, and cucumbers may have been among the plants grown in some of these monastic gardens. The Crusades, which began in the late 11th century and continued for several hundred years, brought Europeans into direct contact with the cultures of the Eastern Mediterranean and the Near East. Crusaders encountered foods, spices, and agricultural practices that were unfamiliar to them, and when they returned home, they brought back new ideas and new crops. The cucumber was one of the foods that Europeans rediscovered during the Crusades. Returning crusaders and traders brought cucumber seeds back to Europe, and the fruit began to be cultivated more widely once again. By the late medieval period and the early Renaissance, cucumbers were becoming increasingly common in European gardens. The Great Age of Exploration, which began in the 15th century, further accelerated the spread of the cucumber. European explorers, colonizers, and traders carried cucumber seeds to every corner of the globe. The cucumber, which had begun its journey in the foothills of the Himalayas, was now being planted on every inhabited continent. Christopher Columbus is often credited with introducing the cucumber to the Western Hemisphere. During his voyages in the late 15th century, Columbus and his crews carried seeds of various European crops, including cucumbers, and planted them in the Caribbean. From there, the cucumber spread throughout the Western Hemisphere, carried by subsequent waves of European settlers, traders, and missionaries. The Spanish conquistadors brought cucumbers to central and south regions of the Western Hemisphere, where they were planted in colonial gardens. French and English settlers introduced cucumbers to northern regions. Indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere, who were already accomplished farmers with their own rich agricultural traditions, also adopted the cucumber and incorporated it into their farming systems. By the 16th and 17th centuries, cucumbers were being grown widely across Europe, and European agricultural writers were devoting considerable attention to their cultivation. The herbals and botanical works of this period provide detailed descriptions of cucumber varieties, growing techniques, and uses. Writers like John Gerard, the English herbalist who published his famous Herbal in 1597, described cucumbers in great detail. Gerard discussed different varieties, noted their growing requirements, and offered advice on how to cultivate them successfully. During this period, there was an interesting debate about the health effects of cucumbers. While ancient and medieval physicians had generally praised the cucumber as a healthful food, some Renaissance-era doctors were more cautious. Some believed that cucumbers were difficult to digest, that they produced excessive moisture in the body, and that they could cause illness if eaten in large quantities. The English writer Samuel Pepys, in his famous diary from the 17th century, recorded a widespread belief that eating raw cucumbers could be dangerous. There was a common saying in England during this period: raw cucumbers make the churchyards prosperous, meaning that eating raw cucumbers could lead to death. This belief, while unfounded, persisted for some time and led some people to avoid eating cucumbers raw, preferring instead to cook them or pickle them. Pickling, in fact, is one of the most important chapters in the story of the cucumber. The practice of preserving cucumbers in brine or vinegar is ancient, dating back thousands of years. The word pickle itself is believed to derive from the Dutch word pekkel or the German word perkel, both meaning brine. Pickled cucumbers have been a staple food in cultures around the world for millennia. The ancient Mesopotamians are believed to have practiced some form of cucumber pickling as early as 2400 before the Common Era. The process of pickling, submerging food in a solution of salt water, vinegar, or another acidic liquid, was one of the earliest methods of food preservation known to humankind. In a world without refrigeration, pickling was a way to make perishable foods last through the winter months, through long sea voyages, and through times of scarcity. Cleopatra, the legendary queen of Egypt, reportedly believed that pickled cucumbers contributed to her beauty. Whether or not this specific claim is historically accurate, it reflects the high regard in which pickled cucumbers were held in the ancient world. They were not just preserved food, they were considered healthful, invigorating, and even beautifying. Roman soldiers and sailors carried pickled cucumbers as provisions on their long campaigns and voyages. The nutritional value of pickled cucumbers, combined with their long shelf life, made them ideal travel food. Centuries later, sailors from many nations would carry pickled cucumbers on their ships, and pickles became a standard part of the naval diet. In Eastern Europe, pickling cucumbers became an art form and a cultural tradition of enormous importance. In Russia, Poland, Ukraine, and other countries, pickled cucumbers, often called sour cucumbers or salt cucumbers, are a fundamental part of the national cuisine. Russian cuisine, in particular, has a deep and abiding love affair with the pickled cucumber. It accompanies meals, it is served alongside vodka, it appears in soups like solyanka and raselnik, and it is a fixture on nearly every table. The Jewish culinary tradition also has a strong connection to pickled cucumbers. Jewish immigrants from Eastern Europe brought their pickle-making traditions with them when they settled in various parts of the world. The classic kosher dill pickle, made with garlic, dill, and a salt brine, became an iconic food item. Pickle vendors became a familiar sight in many urban areas, and the pickle barrel became a symbol of a certain kind of traditional, old-world craftsmanship. In East Asia, cucumbers have been cultivated for at least 2,000 years, and possibly much longer. China, in particular, has a long and rich history of cucumber cultivation. The cucumber is believed to have been introduced to China from the West, possibly via the Silk Road trade routes, around the 2nd century before the Common Era during the Han Dynasty. The Chinese name for the cucumber, huanghua, reflects its foreign origins, as the character Hong originally referred to peoples from the western regions. Chinese farmers developed their own distinctive varieties of cucumbers over the centuries. Chinese cucumbers tend to be longer, thinner, and smoother than many Western varieties, with a delicate skin and a particularly crisp texture. They are used extensively in Chinese cuisine, in salads, stir-fries, soups, and cold dishes. One of the most popular Chinese cucumber preparations is a simple cold salad made with smashed cucumber, garlic, sesame oil, and vinegar. This dish, known as pai huanghua or smashed cucumber salad, is a staple in restaurants and homes across China. In Japan, the cucumber is equally beloved. Japanese cucumbers are typically small, slender, and nearly seedless, with a thin, tender skin that does not need to be peeled. They are used in a variety of traditional Japanese dishes, including sunamono, a vinegar-based salad, and tsukimono, or Japanese pickles. The Japanese art of pickling is highly refined, and cucumbers are among the most commonly pickled vegetables in Japanese cuisine. They are pickled in rice bran, salt, miso, soy sauce, and various other media, each method producing a distinctive flavor and texture. In Korea, cucumbers play an important role in the cuisine as well. Korean cucumber kimchi, known as Oi-Sobagi, is a popular variation of the famous Korean fermented vegetable dish. The cucumber is stuffed with a spicy filling of chili flakes, garlic, ginger, and other seasonings, and then fermented. It is a refreshing counterpart to the more commonly known cabbage kimchi and is especially popular during the summer months. The spread of the cucumber across Asia was facilitated by trade, cultural exchange, and the movement of peoples along the great overland and maritime trade routes. The Silk Road, which connected East Asia to the Mediterranean world, was a conduit not just for silk, spices, and precious goods, but also for agricultural products and knowledge. Seeds, including cucumber seeds, traveled along these routes, carried by merchants, monks, and travelers. In Southeast Asia, the cucumber is a ubiquitous ingredient, appearing in the cuisines of Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines, among others. In Thai cuisine, cucumbers are often served as a cooling accompaniment to spicy dishes, sliced and arranged alongside rich curries or served as part of a refreshing salad. In Indonesian and Malaysian cuisine, cucumbers appear in dishes like akar, a pickled vegetable relish, and as a garnish for sauté and rice dishes. The cucumber's journey across the globe is a testament to its adaptability and its universal appeal. From its origins in the Indian subcontinent, it has traveled to every continent, been adopted by every major cuisine, and has become one of the most widely cultivated and consumed crops on the planet. Now, let us turn our attention to the botany of the cucumber, because understanding how this remarkable plant grows and reproduces is essential to understanding its place in human agriculture and nutrition. The cucumber plant, Cucumis sativus, is a creeping vine that trails along the ground or climbs upward using tendrils, thin, coiling appendages that wrap around supports and allow the plant to grow vertically. In the wild, cucumber vines would scramble over other plants and vegetation, reaching toward sunlight. In cultivated settings, farmers often provide trellises, stakes, or other supports for the vines, which encourages vertical growth, improves air circulation, and makes harvesting easier. The leaves of the cucumber plant are large, broad, and roughly triangular in shape, with a somewhat rough, hairy texture. They provide shade for the developing fruits and help to regulate the plant's moisture levels through transpiration. The root system of the cucumber is relatively shallow, which means the plant is particularly sensitive to drought and requires consistent moisture to thrive. Cucumber plants produce both male and female flowers on the same plant, a condition known as monoecious. The male flowers, which appear first, produce pollen. The female flowers, which appear slightly later, have a small, immature fruit at their base, the ovary that will develop into a cucumber if the flower is successfully pollinated. Pollination is typically carried out by bees and other pollinating insects, which visit the flowers in search of nectar and inadvertently transfer pollen from male to female flowers. In modern agriculture, some cucumber varieties have been bred to be gynoecious, meaning they produce predominantly or exclusively female flowers. These varieties tend to be more productive, since every flower has the potential to produce a fruit. However, they require a source of pollen from male flowers, so growers typically plant a small percentage of monoecious plants alongside the gynoecious varieties to ensure adequate pollination. There are also Parthenocarpic cucumber varieties, which can produce fruit without pollination. These seedless or nearly seedless cucumbers are particularly popular for greenhouse production, where pollinating insects may be absent. The development of Parthenocarpic varieties was a significant breakthrough in cucumber breeding, as it allowed for consistent production in controlled environments without the need for bees or other pollinators. The fruit of the cucumber is technically a type of berry known as a pepo. It develops from the ovary of the female flower and grows rapidly under favorable conditions. A cucumber can go from a tiny, flower-attached nub to a full-sized fruit in a matter of days. The flesh of the cucumber is composed primarily of water, about 95%, in fact, which gives it its characteristic crisp, juicy texture and its extraordinary ability to refresh and hydrate. The seeds of the cucumber are embedded in the flesh, arranged in rows along the central cavity of the fruit. In many modern varieties, particularly those bred for slicing, the seeds are small and tender, hardly noticeable when eating. In older or heirloom varieties and in cucumbers that have been allowed to mature past the ideal harvesting stage, the seeds can be larger and more prominent. The skin of the cucumber varies in color and texture depending on the variety. Most common varieties have a dark green skin, but cucumbers can also be light green, white, yellow, or even orange when fully ripe. Some varieties have smooth skin, while others have small bumps or spines. The skin of the cucumber is edible and contains a concentration of nutrients, including fiber, vitamins, and minerals. However, some people prefer to peel their cucumbers, especially if the skin is tough or has been treated with wax or pesticides. Cucumbers are classified into several main types, each suited to different uses and growing conditions. The most common types are slicing cucumbers, pickling cucumbers, and burpless cucumbers. Slicing cucumbers are the varieties most commonly found in grocery stores and markets. They are typically long, straight, and smooth-skinned, bred for fresh eating. They are sliced for salads, sandwiches, and snacking. Common slicing varieties include the Market More, the Straight 8, and the Long Green Improved. Pickling cucumbers are shorter, blockier, and often have bumpy or spiny skin. They are bred specifically for the pickle-making process and tend to have a firmer texture that holds up well during brining and fermentation. Common pickling varieties include the Boston Pickling, the National Pickling, and the Kirby. Burpless cucumbers are varieties that have been bred to contain lower levels of cucurbitacin, a naturally occurring compound that can cause bitterness and digestive discomfort, including burping. English cucumbers, also known as seedless or hothouse cucumbers, fall into this category. They are typically long, slender, and wrapped in plastic to protect their thin, delicate skin. They are popular for their mild flavor, tender texture, and minimal seeds. There are also many heirloom and specialty cucumber varieties that offer unique flavors, textures, and appearances. The lemon cucumber, for example, is a small, round, yellow variety that resembles a lemon and has a mild, sweet flavor. The Armenian cucumber, despite its name, is actually a type of melon, but it is used and eaten exactly like a cucumber. The Suyo Long, a Chinese variety, produces long, curved fruits with ridged skin and a sweet, mild flavor. Now let us talk about the nutritional profile of the cucumber, because while this humble fruit may seem unassuming, it is a nutritional powerhouse in its own quiet way. Cucumbers are extremely low in calories. A typical cucumber contains very few calories, making it one of the most diet-friendly foods available. This low caloric content, combined with its high water content, makes the cucumber an ideal food for those looking to manage their weight. You can eat a large quantity of cucumber without consuming a significant number of calories, which helps to create a feeling of fullness and satisfaction without the caloric burden. The high water content of cucumbers, approximately 95%, makes them one of the most hydrating foods you can eat. In fact, eating cucumbers can contribute significantly to your daily fluid intake. This is particularly important during hot weather, during exercise, or for individuals who have difficulty drinking enough water throughout the day. Hydration is essential for virtually every function in the human body, from regulating body temperature to maintaining healthy skin to supporting kidney function. The cucumber, with its extraordinary water content, is a natural hydration aid. Cucumbers contain a variety of vitamins and minerals, though in modest amounts. They are a source of vitamin K, which is essential for blood clotting and bone health. A single cucumber can provide a meaningful percentage of the daily recommended intake of vitamin K. They also contain vitamin C, an important antioxidant that supports the immune system and helps the body repair tissues. Additionally, cucumbers provide small amounts of vitamin A, various B vitamins, and vitamin E in terms of minerals. Cucumbers contain potassium, magnesium, manganese, and phosphorus. Potassium is particularly noteworthy because it plays a crucial role in heart health, muscle function, and the regulation of blood pressure. Many people do not consume enough potassium in their daily diets, and cucumbers can be a helpful, low-calorie way to add more of this important mineral. Cucumbers also contain dietary fiber, particularly in the skin. Fiber is essential for healthy digestion, as it adds bulk to the stool and promotes regular bowel movements. A diet rich in fiber has been associated with a lower risk of various digestive conditions, including constipation, diverticular disease, and colorectal issues. By eating cucumbers with their skin on, you can increase your fiber intake in a natural, enjoyable way. One of the most interesting nutritional aspects of cucumbers is their antioxidant content. Cucumbers contain several types of antioxidants, including flavonoids, tannins, and triterpenes. Antioxidants are compounds that help to neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage cells and contribute to aging and various chronic diseases. The antioxidants in cucumbers have been the subject of scientific research, and while the concentrations are not as high as in some other fruits and vegetables, they still contribute to the overall antioxidant capacity of the diet. Cucumbers contain a group of compounds called cucurbitacins, which are responsible for the bitter taste sometimes found in cucumber skin and stems. While bitterness is generally undesirable from a culinary standpoint, cucurbitacins have attracted scientific interest for their potential biological activities. Some studies have suggested that cucurbitacins may have anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and even anti-tumor properties. However, this research is still in its early stages, and much more work needs to be done before any definitive conclusions can be drawn. Another compound of interest found in cucumbers is phycin, a flavonoid that has been studied for its potential neuroprotective effects. Some animal studies have suggested that phycin may help to protect brain cells from age-related damage and may support cognitive function. While these findings are preliminary and have not been confirmed in large-scale human studies, they add another layer of intrigue to the cucumber's nutritional profile. Cucumbers also contain lignans, a type of polyphenol that has been studied for its potential role in reducing the risk of certain types of chronic diseases. Lignans are also found in other foods, including flax seeds, sesame seeds, and various fruits and vegetables. The lignans in cucumbers, while present in smaller amounts, contribute to the overall health-promoting potential of this food. Let us now explore the many health benefits that have been attributed to the cucumber, both by traditional medicine systems and by modern scientific research. One of the most well-known benefits of cucumber consumption is its role in hydration. As we have already discussed, the cucumber's extraordinarily high water content makes it one of the best natural sources of hydration available. Proper hydration is essential for maintaining healthy skin, supporting kidney function, promoting regular digestion, regulating body temperature, and supporting cognitive performance. Studies have shown that even mild dehydration can impair mood, concentration, and physical performance. By including cucumbers in the diet, individuals can boost their fluid intake in a delicious and enjoyable way. Cucumbers have long been associated with skin health, and this is not merely an old wives' tale. The high water content of cucumbers helps to hydrate the skin from the inside out. The silica content of cucumbers is also significant, as silica is a trace mineral that plays a role in the formation of connective tissue, including the skin. Silica helps to strengthen the skin, improve its elasticity, and promote a youthful appearance. The topical application of cucumber to the skin has been practiced for centuries, as we noted earlier when discussing the beauty practices of ancient Rome. Cucumber slices placed on the eyes can help to reduce puffiness and soothe tired, irritated eyes. The cooling effect of the cucumber, combined with its anti-inflammatory properties, helps to constrict blood vessels and reduce swelling. Cucumber juice and cucumber extracts are common ingredients in modern skincare products, including cleansers, toners, moisturizers, and face masks. Cucumbers may also play a role in supporting heart health. The potassium content of cucumbers can help to regulate blood pressure by counteracting the effects of sodium. High blood pressure is one of the leading risk factors for heart disease and stroke, and maintaining a diet rich in potassium is one of the strategies recommended by health professionals for keeping blood pressure in a healthy range. Additionally, the fiber in cucumbers can help to lower cholesterol levels, another important factor in heart health. The anti-inflammatory properties of cucumbers are another area of interest. Chronic inflammation is believed to play a role in many serious health conditions, including heart disease, diabetes, and certain types of chronic illness. The antioxidants and other bioactive compounds in cucumbers may help to reduce inflammation in the body, though more research is needed to fully understand the extent of these effects. Cucumbers may also benefit bone health. The vitamin K content of cucumbers is particularly relevant here, as vitamin K is essential for the proper utilization of calcium, the mineral that forms the structural foundation of bones. Adequate vitamin K intake has been associated with a lower risk of bone fractures and improved bone density. While cucumbers alone are not a sufficient source of vitamin K, they can contribute meaningfully to overall intake when consumed as part of a varied diet. Digestive health is another area where cucumbers may offer benefits. The water and fiber content of cucumbers promote healthy digestion by keeping the digestive tract hydrated and encouraging regular bowel movements. Some traditional medicine systems have recommended cucumbers for relieving constipation and for soothing digestive discomfort. The gentle, non-irritating nature of cucumbers makes them suitable for people with sensitive stomachs or those recovering from digestive illness. Cucumbers have also been studied for their potential role in blood sugar management. Some animal studies have suggested that cucumber extracts may help to reduce blood sugar levels and improve insulin sensitivity. While these findings are promising, they have not been conclusively confirmed in large-scale human trials. However, the low caloric density and low glycemic index of cucumbers make them a suitable food for people managing their blood sugar levels, including those with diabetes. Weight management is perhaps one of the most practical benefits of cucumber consumption. The extremely low calorie content of cucumbers, combined with their high water and fiber content, makes them an excellent food for people trying to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. Cucumbers can be used as a low-calorie snack, a substitute for higher-calorie ingredients in salads and sandwiches, or a refreshing addition to beverages. The volume and crunch of cucumbers provide a satisfying eating experience without a significant caloric cost. Now, it is important to present a balanced picture, so let us also discuss some of the potential disadvantages and concerns associated with cucumber consumption. While cucumbers are generally safe and healthful for the vast majority of people, there are some individuals who may experience adverse effects. The most common concern is digestive discomfort. Some people find that cucumbers, particularly when eaten raw and in large quantities, can cause bloating, gas, or indigestion. This is partly due to the cucurbitacin compounds present in cucumbers, which can irritate the digestive tract in sensitive individuals. Cooking cucumbers or choosing burpless varieties can help to mitigate this issue. Allergic reactions to cucumbers, while rare, are possible. Cucumbers belong to the same botanical family as ragweed, and individuals with ragweed allergies may experience cross-reactive allergic symptoms when eating cucumbers. This condition, known as oral allergy syndrome, can cause itching, tingling, or swelling of the mouth, lips, and throat. In most cases, the symptoms are mild and resolve on their own, but in rare instances, more serious allergic reactions can occur. Cucumber skin, while nutritious, can sometimes be a source of concern due to pesticide residues. Conventionally grown cucumbers are sometimes treated with pesticides during the growing process, and these residues can remain on the skin even after washing. Additionally, many commercially sold cucumbers are coated with a thin layer of food-grade wax to improve their appearance and extend their shelf life. While this wax is generally considered safe, some consumers prefer to avoid it. Choosing organic cucumbers, washing cucumbers thoroughly, or peeling them can help to reduce exposure to pesticide residues and wax. Another potential concern is the relatively high water content of cucumbers, which, while generally a benefit, can be problematic in certain medical situations. Individuals with kidney conditions that require fluid restriction may need to be mindful of their cucumber intake, as the high water content could contribute to fluid overload. However, for the vast majority of healthy individuals, this is not a concern. Cucumbers are relatively low in protein, fat, and many vitamins and minerals compared to some other fruits and vegetables. While they offer hydration and certain nutrients, they should not be relied upon as a sole or primary source of nutrition. A healthy diet should include a wide variety of foods to ensure adequate intake of all essential nutrients. There is also a concern related to the environmental impact of cucumber production, particularly in regions where cucumbers are grown in heated greenhouses during the winter months. The energy required to heat greenhouses and maintain year-round cucumber production can contribute to carbon emissions and environmental degradation. Choosing locally grown, seasonally available cucumbers when possible can help to reduce the environmental footprint of cucumber consumption. Now let us return to the rich tapestry of cucumber history and culture, because the story of the cucumber is far from over. In the 16th and 17th centuries, as European powers established global trade networks and colonial empires, the cucumber spread to virtually every corner of the inhabited world. It was planted in tropical regions, where it thrived in the warm, humid climate, and in temperate regions, where it was grown as a summer crop. The adaptability of the cucumber to a wide range of growing conditions helped to ensure its global success. During this period, European botanical gardens and agricultural societies played an important role in studying, cataloging, and promoting the cultivation of cucumbers and other crops. Scientists and horticulturalists developed new varieties, experimented with growing techniques, and published treatises on the art and science of cucumber cultivation. The cucumber was no longer just a food, it was a subject of scientific inquiry and a symbol of agricultural progress. The development of the greenhouse or glasshouse in Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries was a game changer for cucumber production. While the Romans had experimented with proto-greenhouse techniques to grow cucumbers for Emperor Tiberius, the modern greenhouse, with its glass walls and roof, heating systems, and controlled environment, allowed for a level of year-round production that was previously impossible. Cucumbers became one of the primary crops grown in European greenhouses, and greenhouse-grown cucumbers became a luxury item, prized for their availability during the cold winter months when fresh produce was scarce. In England, greenhouse cucumber production became particularly important. The English cucumber, also known as the hothouse cucumber, became a staple of upper-class dining. Long, slender, and mild-flavored, the English cucumber was considered a superior variety, suitable for the most refined tables. The cucumber sandwich, a quintessential element of English afternoon tea, became a symbol of elegance, leisure, and sophistication. Thin slices of cucumber placed between thin slices of crustless white bread with a touch of butter became an iconic English food, forever associated with garden parties, genteel society, and the rituals of tea time. The cucumber sandwich may seem like a simple thing, but its cultural significance is enormous. It represents a philosophy of food that values delicacy, restraint, and the appreciation of subtle flavors. In a world of bold, aggressive cuisine, the cucumber sandwich stands as a quiet protest, a reminder that sometimes the most refined pleasures are the simplest ones. In the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution transformed agriculture, and the cucumber was no exception. New farming techniques, mechanized equipment, improved transportation, and the expansion of railroads allowed cucumbers to be grown on a larger scale and transported over greater distances than ever before. Cucumbers that were grown in one region could now be shipped to markets hundreds of miles away, making them available to a much broader population. The canning industry, which developed rapidly in the 19th century, also had a profound impact on the cucumber. The ability to preserve cucumbers in cans and jars, as pickles, relish, and other products, meant that cucumbers could be consumed year-round, regardless of the season. The pickle industry grew into a major commercial enterprise, with factories processing millions of cucumbers annually and producing a vast array of pickled products. The development of hybrid seed technology in the 20th century further transformed cucumber production. Plant breeders developed hybrid cucumber varieties that combined desirable traits, high yield, disease resistance, uniform fruit size and shape, and improved flavor. These hybrid varieties allowed farmers to produce more cucumbers per acre, with fewer losses to pests and diseases and with more consistent quality. The result was a dramatic increase in cucumber production worldwide. Today, the cucumber is one of the most widely cultivated crops on Earth. According to global agricultural statistics, hundreds of millions of tons of cucumbers are produced annually. The leading cucumber-producing countries include China, which accounts for the largest share of global production by a significant margin, followed by Turkey, Russia, Iran, Ukraine, and many other nations. Cucumbers are grown on every inhabited continent, in climates ranging from tropical to temperate, in open fields, and in high-tech greenhouses. In China alone, cucumber production is staggering. The Chinese have been cultivating cucumbers for 2 millennia, and their passion for this crop shows no signs of diminishing. Chinese cuisine features an extraordinary variety of cucumber preparations, from raw salads to cooked dishes to pickled delicacies. The Chinese agricultural sector has invested heavily in cucumber breeding, greenhouse technology, and farming techniques, making China the undisputed leader in global cucumber production. In Turkey, cucumbers are a central part of the national cuisine. Turkish meze, the array of small dishes served as appetizers or snacks, frequently includes cucumber-based preparations. The classic Turkish shepherd's salad, or soban salatası, features diced cucumbers alongside tomatoes, onions, peppers, and parsley, dressed simply with olive oil and lemon juice. Kasik, a Turkish yogurt and cucumber dish similar to Greek tzatziki, is another beloved preparation that showcases the cucumber's ability to complement and enhance other flavors. Speaking of tzatziki, this famous Greek dip or sauce deserves special attention. Made from strained yogurt, grated or diced cucumber, garlic, olive oil, and often dill or mint, tzatziki is one of the most iconic cucumber preparations in the world. It is served with grilled meats, bread, vegetables, and as a condiment for gyros and souvlaki. Tzatziki embodies the Mediterranean approach to food's simple ingredients prepared with care and served with love. The cucumber is the star of the dish, providing freshness, crunch, and a cooling counterpoint to the richness of the yogurt and the pungency of the garlic. In the Indian subcontinent, where the cucumber's story began, it continues to play an essential role in the cuisine and culture. Raita, an Indian condiment made from yogurt and raw vegetables, frequently features cucumber as the primary ingredient. Cucumber raita is served alongside spicy curries, biryanis, and other richly flavored dishes, providing a cooling, soothing contrast that helps to balance the heat and intensity of the spices. The combination of yogurt and cucumber is a natural pairing that has been appreciated for centuries, and it reflects the deep understanding of flavor balance that characterizes Indian cuisine. In the Middle East, cucumber salads are a daily staple. A simple salad of diced cucumber, tomato, onion, and fresh herbs, dressed with olive oil and lemon juice, accompanies almost every meal. This type of salad, known by various names in different countries, salata in Arabic, salad Shirazi in Persian cuisine, is a testament to the cucumber's versatility and its ability to complement a wide range of flavors. Persian cuisine in particular has a long and distinguished relationship with the cucumber. In Iran, cucumbers are eaten fresh, used in salads, and incorporated into stews and other cooked dishes. The Persian melon and cucumber tradition is ancient, and the pairing of these two closely related fruits is a common sight on Persian tables. Iranians also make a refreshing drink called sekinjaban, a traditional syrup made from honey and vinegar, which is often served over grated cucumber. This ancient beverage, which dates back to medieval times, is a perfect example of how the cucumber can be used in unexpected and delightful ways. Let us now consider the role of cucumbers in traditional medicine systems around the world, because this is an area where the cucumber has made a significant and lasting impact. In Ayurvedic medicine, as we discussed earlier, the cucumber has been valued for thousands of years as a cooling, hydrating food that helps to balance the body's internal energies. Ayurvedic practitioners classify foods according to their effects on the three doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and the cucumber is considered particularly beneficial for pacifying Pitta, the dosha associated with heat, inflammation, and intensity. During the hot summer months, Ayurvedic medicine recommends increased consumption of cooling foods like cucumber to prevent heat-related illnesses and to maintain balance in the body. In traditional Chinese medicine, the cucumber is also classified as a cooling food. It is believed to help clear heat from the body, promote urination, and relieve thirst. Traditional Chinese practitioners may recommend cucumbers for patients with symptoms of internal heat, such as red eyes, sore throat, or skin rashes. The seeds of the cucumber in particular have been used in traditional Chinese medicine for their purported ability to promote healthy digestion and relieve constipation. In the Unani medical tradition, which has its roots in ancient Greek medicine and was further developed by Arab and Persian physicians, the cucumber is valued for its moistening and cooling qualities. Unani practitioners may prescribe cucumbers for conditions associated with dryness and heat, such as fever, dry skin, and urinary problems. The cucumber's high water content and gentle nature make it a versatile and widely recommended food in the Unani system. European folk medicine traditions also made use of the cucumber. In various parts of Europe, cucumbers were used as home remedies for sunburn, skin irritation, and minor burns. The cool, moist flesh of the cucumber was applied directly to the affected area, providing soothing relief. This practice, while not based on rigorous scientific evidence, has a logical basis. The high water content of the cucumber can help to cool and hydrate irritated skin, and the mild anti-inflammatory compounds in the cucumber may help to reduce redness and swelling. In some folk traditions, cucumber juice was used as a natural toner for the face, believed to tighten pores, reduce oiliness, and improve the overall complexion. Cucumber water infused with cucumber slices was recommended as a refreshing, healthful drink. These traditions, many of which date back centuries, have experienced a resurgence of popularity in recent years as consumers seek natural, plant-based alternatives to commercial beauty and health products. The use of cucumbers in modern skincare and beauty products is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Cucumber extract is one of the most commonly used botanical ingredients in cosmetics and skincare. It is found in facial cleansers, moisturizers, eye creams, face masks, body lotions, shampoos, and conditioners. The appeal of cucumber in beauty products is multifaceted. It has a fresh, clean scent. It has documented soothing and anti-inflammatory properties. It is associated with naturalness and purity, and it has a long cultural history of use in beauty treatments. Scientific studies have investigated the skincare properties of cucumbers and have found some evidence to support their traditional use. Cucumber extracts have been shown to have antioxidant activity, which can help to protect skin cells from damage caused by free radicals and ultraviolet radiation. They also have mild astringent properties, which can help to tighten and tone the skin. And the caffeic acid and ascorbic acid, vitamin C, found in cucumbers can help to reduce water retention and inflammation, which is why cucumber slices are effective at reducing puffiness around the eyes. Now, let us explore some of the more unusual and surprising uses of cucumbers, because this versatile fruit has applications that go far beyond the kitchen and the medicine cabinet. Cucumbers have been used as a natural cleaning agent. The compounds in cucumber skin can help to remove tarnish from stainless steel surfaces. If you rub a cucumber slice along a stainless steel sink or faucet, it can help to restore shine and remove water spots. This is not just folk wisdom. The mild acidic properties of cucumber skin can indeed act as a gentle cleaning agent. Cucumbers have been used to repel pests. Some gardeners and homeowners place cucumber slices or peels in areas where ants, silverfish, or other pests are present, believing that the scent repels these insects. While scientific evidence for this use is limited, many people swear by it as a natural, non-toxic pest control method. Cucumbers have been used to freshen breath. Eating a slice of cucumber can help to cleanse the palate and reduce bad breath. The phytochemicals in cucumber are believed to help kill the bacteria that cause oral odor. Pressing a slice of cucumber to the roof of your mouth for 30 seconds is a traditional remedy for bad breath that has been passed down through generations. Cucumbers have been used to reduce the appearance of cellulite. Some beauty enthusiasts recommend rubbing cucumber slices on areas of the skin affected by cellulite. The theory is that the phytochemicals in cucumber can help to tighten the collagen in the skin, temporarily reducing the appearance of dimpling. While this is not a permanent solution, many people report a visible improvement after using cucumber in this way. Cucumbers have even been used to eliminate foggy mirrors. If you rub a cucumber slice along the surface of a bathroom mirror before taking a shower, the compounds in the cucumber can create a thin coating that prevents the mirror from fogging up. This simple trick is surprisingly effective and demonstrates the versatility of the cucumber in everyday life. In the world of beverages, cucumbers have made a significant impact. Cucumber water, simply water infused with slices of fresh cucumber, has become enormously popular in recent years, particularly in spas, fitness centers, and health-conscious restaurants. The subtle, refreshing flavor of cucumber water makes plain water more appealing, encouraging people to drink more and stay better hydrated. Cucumber water is also virtually calorie-free, making it an excellent alternative to sugary drinks. Cucumber has also found a home in the cocktail world. The cucumber martini, the cucumber gimlet, and various other cucumber-infused cocktails have become fixtures on bar menus around the world. Mixologists appreciate the cucumber for its clean, fresh flavor, which pairs beautifully with spirits like gin and vodka. Cucumber adds a cooling, herbal quality to cocktails that is both sophisticated and refreshing. Cucumber-infused gin has become a popular product in its own right. Several distilleries produce gins that incorporate cucumber as a botanical, resulting in a spirit with a distinctive, fresh, garden-like character. The popularity of cucumber gin reflects a broader trend in the spirits industry toward botanical, natural flavors and a return to the garden as a source of inspiration. In the realm of savory cooking, cucumbers are far more versatile than many people realize. While they are most commonly eaten raw, cucumbers can also be cooked with excellent results. In many Asian cuisines, cucumbers are stir-fried, braised, or added to soups. Cooked cucumber has a tender, silky texture that is quite different from its raw crispness, and it absorbs flavors beautifully. A simple stir-fry of cucumber with garlic, ginger, and a splash of soy sauce is a revelation for anyone accustomed to eating cucumbers only in their raw state. In some European cuisines, particularly in Eastern Europe and Scandinavia, cucumbers are cooked in cream-based sauces and served as a side dish. Creamed cucumbers, sliced cucumbers simmered in a mixture of cream, butter, dill, and vinegar, is a traditional dish that showcases the cucumber's ability to shine in a cooked preparation. Cucumber soup, both hot and cold, is another important culinary application. Cold cucumber soup, often made with yogurt or sour cream, garlic, dill, and lemon, is a classic summer dish in many parts of the world. It is refreshing, light, and perfect for hot weather. Hot cucumber soup, while less common, is a delicate and elegant dish that brings out the subtle flavors of the cucumber in a way that raw preparations cannot. The art of pickling, which we touched on earlier, deserves further exploration because the world of pickled cucumbers is vast, varied, and endlessly fascinating. There are two main methods of making pickled cucumbers: fermentation and vinegar pickling. Fermented pickles, also known as naturally fermented or lacto-fermented pickles, are made by submerging cucumbers in a salt brine and allowing naturally occurring lactic acid bacteria to ferment the sugars in the cucumber. This process produces lactic acid, which preserves the cucumber and gives it a distinctive sour flavor. Fermented pickles are rich in probiotics, beneficial bacteria that support gut health, and they have been a staple of traditional diets around the world for thousands of years. Vinegar pickles, on the other hand, are made by submerging cucumbers in a solution of vinegar, water, salt, and various seasonings. The acidity of the vinegar preserves the cucumber and imparts a tangy, sharp flavor. Vinegar pickles do not undergo fermentation in the same way that brine pickles do, and they do not typically contain the same probiotic benefits. However, they are easier to make, more shelf-stable, and available in a wide variety of flavors. The world of pickle flavors and styles is incredibly diverse. Dill pickles, flavored with dill weed or dill seed, are among the most popular varieties. Garlic pickles, bread and butter pickles, sweet and tangy, spicy pickles, sour pickles, half-sour pickles, and cornichons, tiny French pickles, are just a few of the many styles available. Each culture has its own pickle traditions, its own recipes, and its own preferred flavor profiles. In Russia, the tradition of home pickling is deeply ingrained in the culture. Russian families gather cucumbers from their gardens or from the market during the summer and preserve them in large barrels or jars for the winter. The process of pickling is a communal activity, often involving extended family members, and the resulting pickles are a source of pride. A good batch of pickles is a point of honor for many Russian households. In Germany, pickled cucumbers, known as Saure-Gurken or Salzgurken, are an important part of the culinary tradition. They are served alongside sausages, pretzels, and other traditional German foods. The Spreewald region of Germany is particularly famous for its pickled cucumbers, which are produced using time-honored methods and are considered among the finest in the world. In the Korean tradition, cucumber kimchi represents a unique approach to cucumber preservation. The combination of chili, garlic, ginger, and fermentation produces a pickled cucumber that is spicy, tangy, and deeply flavorful. Korean cucumber kimchi is a testament to the creativity and sophistication of Korean cuisine, and it demonstrates the cucumber's ability to serve as a canvas for bold, complex flavors. Let us now turn to the science of cucumber growing, because modern cucumber agriculture is a fascinating blend of tradition, technology, and innovation. Cucumbers are warm season crops that require consistently warm temperatures to grow and produce fruit. They are sensitive to frost and cold temperatures, and they do best when daytime temperatures are between 70 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 21 to 32 degrees Celsius. They also require plenty of sunlight, at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight per day, and consistent moisture. The shallow root system of the cucumber means that regular watering is essential, particularly during hot, dry weather. Soil quality is important for successful cucumber cultivation. Cucumbers prefer well-drained, fertile soil with a slightly acidic to neutral pH. The addition of organic matter, such as compost or well-rotted manure, can improve soil structure, increase nutrient availability, and enhance moisture retention. Raised beds and mounded rows can help to improve drainage and warm the soil, creating an optimal growing environment for cucumbers. In modern commercial agriculture, cucumbers are grown using a variety of methods, ranging from traditional open field cultivation to high-tech greenhouse production. Open field cultivation is the most common method worldwide and involves planting cucumbers directly in the ground in rows or beds. This method is simple, cost-effective, and suitable for regions with warm, sunny climates and adequate rainfall or irrigation. Greenhouse production, on the other hand, allows for year-round cucumber cultivation regardless of outdoor weather conditions. Modern cucumber greenhouses are marvels of agricultural engineering, equipped with climate control systems, automated irrigation, supplemental lighting, and computerized monitoring. These greenhouses can produce enormous quantities of cucumbers with remarkable efficiency and consistency. In the Netherlands, greenhouse cucumber production has reached an extraordinary level of sophistication. Dutch greenhouse growers are among the most advanced in the world, using cutting-edge technology to maximize yield, minimize waste, and reduce environmental impact. The Dutch greenhouse industry produces millions of cucumbers annually, many of which are exported to markets across Europe and beyond. Hydroponic cultivation is another modern method used for growing cucumbers. In hydroponic systems, cucumbers are grown without soil, with their roots suspended in a nutrient-rich water solution. This method allows for precise control of nutrient levels, pH, and other growing conditions, resulting in rapid growth and high yields. Hydroponic cucumbers are commonly grown in greenhouses and vertical farms, and the method is gaining popularity as urban farming and controlled environment agriculture continue to expand. Pest and disease management is an important aspect of cucumber cultivation. Cucumbers are susceptible to a range of pests, including aphids, cucumber beetles, spider mites, and whiteflies. They are also vulnerable to several diseases, including powdery mildew, downy mildew, bacterial wilt, and cucumber mosaic virus. Modern farmers use a combination of methods to manage these challenges, including crop rotation, resistant varieties, biological control agents, and when necessary, chemical pesticides. Integrated pest management (IPM) strategies, which combine multiple approaches to minimize pest damage while reducing reliance on chemicals, are increasingly popular in cucumber production. The development of disease-resistant cucumber varieties has been one of the greatest achievements of modern plant breeding. By identifying genes that confer resistance to specific diseases, and incorporating them into new varieties through traditional breeding or biotechnology, plant scientists have created cucumbers that can withstand many of the most devastating diseases. These resistant varieties reduce the need for chemical treatments, lower production costs, and improve the sustainability of cucumber farming. Seed saving and heirloom varieties represent another important aspect of cucumber culture. While commercial agriculture has focused on hybrid varieties for their high yields and uniformity, a growing movement of gardeners, small farmers, and seed savers is dedicated to preserving the genetic diversity of cucumbers by maintaining and sharing heirloom and open-pollinated varieties. These traditional varieties, which have been passed down through generations, often have unique flavors, textures, and appearances that are not found in modern hybrids. They also represent an important genetic resource for future plant breeding efforts. The concept of farm-to-table eating, which emphasizes the connection between the farm where food is grown and the table where it is consumed, has renewed interest in locally grown, seasonal cucumbers. Many consumers are choosing to buy cucumbers from local farmers markets, community-supported agriculture, CSA programs, and farm stands, rather than relying solely on cucumbers shipped from distant regions. This trend supports local farmers, reduces the environmental impact of transportation, and often results in fresher, more flavorful cucumbers. Home gardening is another area where cucumbers play a starring role. Cucumbers are among the most popular crops for home gardeners, thanks to their relatively easy cultivation, rapid growth, and prolific production. A single cucumber plant can produce dozens of fruits over the course of a growing season, providing a bountiful harvest for the home kitchen. Growing cucumbers at home also allows gardeners to choose from a wider variety of types and cultivars than are typically available in stores, including heirloom varieties, specialty types, and unusual colors and shapes. For the home gardener, growing cucumbers can be a deeply rewarding experience. There is something profoundly satisfying about planting a tiny seed, watching it germinate and grow, training the vine up a trellis, and eventually harvesting a fresh, sun-warmed cucumber from your own garden. It connects you to the long lineage of cucumber growers stretching back thousands of years, to the ancient farmers of India who first domesticated this remarkable plant. As we reach the midpoint of our journey through the world of the cucumber, let us pause and reflect on what we have learned so far. We have traced the cucumber's origins from the wild plants of the Himalayan foothills to the cultivated gardens of ancient India. We have followed its spread along trade routes and through the conquests of empires, from Mesopotamia to Egypt, from Greece to Rome. We have explored its role in the cuisines and medical traditions of cultures around the world. We have examined its nutritional profile, its health benefits, and its potential drawbacks. We have marveled at its versatility, raw and cooked, fresh and pickled, in food and in beauty products. And we have admired the ingenuity of farmers and scientists who have refined the art and science of cucumber cultivation over millennia. But our story is far from over. In the second part of this documentary, we will continue to explore the fascinating world of the cucumber in even greater depth. We will examine the environmental impact of cucumber production, the role of cucumbers in global trade and economics, the cultural symbolism of cucumbers in art, literature, and folklore, and the exciting future of cucumber agriculture in a changing world. We will discover more surprising facts, more unexpected uses, and more reasons to appreciate this extraordinary fruit that has been a companion to humankind for thousands of years. Before we move forward, let us consider one more profound truth about the cucumber. In a world that often seems complicated, stressful, and overwhelming, the cucumber offers a simple, quiet reminder of the beauty of nature and the genius of the natural world. It is 95% water, yet it is not just water. It is wrapped in a green skin that protects it from the elements. It is filled with seeds that carry the promise of future generations. It grows from a tiny seed into a sprawling vine in a matter of weeks, powered by nothing more than sunlight, water, and the nutrients in the soil. It feeds us, hydrates us, heals us, and refreshes us. And it does all of this without fanfare, without drama, without demanding attention or praise. The cucumber is humble. It does not shout, it does not boast. It simply grows, produces, and nourishes. And in that humility, there is a kind of greatness that deserves our recognition and our gratitude. The cultural significance of the cucumber extends beyond the kitchen and the medicine cabinet into the realms of language, literature, and symbolism. The phrase "cool as a cucumber" is one of the most widely recognized idioms in the English language. It means calm, composed, and unflappable, even under pressure. The origins of this phrase date back to at least the 18th century. The English poet John Gay used the expression in 1732 in his work, A New Song of New Similes, writing, "Cool as a cucumber could see the rest of womankind." The phrase reflects a genuine physical property of the cucumber. The interior of a cucumber can be up to 20 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than the outside air temperature, making it literally cool. This remarkable thermal property of the cucumber is a result of its high water content and the principles of evaporative cooling. Water absorbs heat as it evaporates, and the moisture in and around a cucumber helps to keep it cool, even on a hot day. This is why a cucumber fresh from the garden or the refrigerator feels so refreshing when you bite into it. It is genuinely cooler than the surrounding environment. In literature, the cucumber has appeared in various works across centuries and cultures. William Shakespeare, the great English playwright, made references to garden vegetables and the natural world throughout his works, and while the cucumber does not feature prominently in his plays, the broader world of gardening and cultivation that it represents is a recurring theme. Later English writers, including Samuel Johnson and Jonathan Swift, reference cucumbers in their works, sometimes with humor and sometimes with philosophical reflection. In Russian literature, the cucumber appears frequently, reflecting its importance in Russian culture and cuisine. The great Russian writers Tolstoy, Chekhov, Dostoevsky, and others often described meals and food in their works, and pickled cucumbers were a common detail, evoking the warmth and richness of Russian domestic life. A table set with bread, butter, pickled cucumbers, and vodka is a quintessential image of Russian hospitality, and it appears again and again in Russian literature as a symbol of home, comfort, and togetherness. In Japanese culture, the cucumber has a playful association with the kappa, a mythical water creature from Japanese folklore. The kappa is said to be a river-dwelling being with a hollow dish on top of its head that must be kept filled with water. According to legend, the kappa's favorite food is cucumbers. This association has led to the naming of a type of sushi roll, the kappa maki, or cucumber roll, after the creature. The kappa maki is one of the simplest types of sushi, consisting of nothing more than cucumber wrapped in rice and nari, seaweed, but its simplicity is part of its charm, and it is a beloved item on sushi menus around the world. The connection between the cucumber and the kappa reflects a deeper cultural association between cucumbers and water in Japanese tradition. Cucumbers are water-rich, water-loving plants, and the kappa is a water spirit. The pairing is natural and reflects the Japanese appreciation for the connections between food, nature, and mythology. In Indian folklore and tradition, the cucumber has various symbolic meanings. In some regions, cucumbers are associated with fertility and abundance, which makes sense given the cucumber plant's prolific production of fruit. In Hindu traditions, cucumbers are sometimes offered to deities during religious ceremonies and festivals, particularly during events associated with harvest and abundance. The cucumber has also made its way into popular culture in various forms. Cucumber-themed merchandise, from printed fabrics to kitchen accessories to novelty items, reflects the enduring appeal and recognizability of this simple fruit. The distinctive shape and color of the cucumber make it an easily identifiable icon, and it has been used in advertising, branding, and design in countless ways. In the world of wellness and self-care, the cucumber has become a symbol of relaxation, purity, and natural beauty. The image of a person lying back with cucumber slices over their eyes has become one of the most recognizable symbols of spa culture and self-care in the modern world. This image appears in advertisements, films, television shows, and social media posts, always conveying the same message: relaxation, rejuvenation, and a return to the simple pleasures of the natural world. The cucumber's association with spas and beauty treatments is not merely superficial. As we discussed earlier, the compounds in cucumbers have genuine soothing, anti-inflammatory, and hydrating properties that make them effective for skin care. The fact that this use of cucumbers stretches back to ancient Rome and beyond gives it a depth and authenticity that few other beauty ingredients can match. Let us consider the role of cucumbers in global cuisine one more time, because the sheer diversity of cucumber preparations around the world is truly astonishing. In Scandinavian cuisine, cucumbers are used in a variety of traditional preparations. Swedish pickled cucumbers, known as pressgurka, are a classic accompaniment to many dishes, particularly the smørgåsbord, the elaborate buffet-style meal that is a hallmark of Swedish entertaining. Danish open-faced sandwiches, or smørrebrød, often feature thin slices of cucumber as a garnish or topping. The clean, fresh flavor of cucumber pairs beautifully with the rich, savory ingredients: smoked fish, cold cuts, cheese that are characteristic of Scandinavian cuisine. In Eastern European cuisines, cucumbers are indispensable. In Hungary, cucumber salad dressed with sour cream, vinegar, and paprika is a popular side dish. In Poland, mizeria, a salad of sliced cucumbers in sour cream, is a traditional accompaniment to many meals. In the Czech Republic and Slovakia, pickled cucumbers are a standard part of the diet, served alongside meat dishes, sandwiches, and snacks. In the Balkans, cucumbers feature prominently in salads, dips, and side dishes. The famous shopska salata of Bulgaria, a colorful salad of tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, peppers, and feta like white cheese, is considered one of the national dishes. In Serbia, Greece, and Turkey, similar salads with cucumbers as a key ingredient are eaten daily. In the cuisines of Central Asia, cucumbers are used in salads, pickles, and cold soups. The cuisine of Uzbekistan, for example, features fresh vegetable salads with cucumbers as a regular accompaniment to pilafs, kebabs, and bread. The refreshing quality of cucumber makes it an ideal counterbalance to the rich, meat-heavy dishes that are common in Central Asian cooking. In African cuisines, cucumbers are used in various ways, though they are perhaps less prominent than in some Asian and European traditions. In North African cuisine, cucumbers appear in salads and side dishes, often dressed with olive oil, lemon juice, and fresh herbs. In West and East African cuisines, cucumbers may be used in salads or as a fresh accompaniment to stews and grain-based dishes. In the Caribbean, cucumbers are used in salads, salsas, and refreshing drinks. The tropical climate of the Caribbean islands is well suited to cucumber cultivation, and the fruit is a common sight in markets and kitchens across the region. Cucumber and lime water is a popular refreshment, and cucumber salads dressed with citrus juice, hot peppers, and fresh herbs reflect the vibrant, bold flavors of Caribbean cooking. In the cuisines of South and Southeast Asia, the cucumber is truly at home. In addition to the Indian Raita and Chinese cucumber salads we have already discussed, there are countless other cucumber preparations across the region. In Thailand, cucumber relish, known as ajat, is served alongside satay and other grilled dishes. It is a simple mixture of sliced cucumber, onion, chili, and vinegar that provides a refreshing contrast to the smoky, spicy flavors of the grilled meat. In Vietnam, cucumbers are a common component of banh mi sandwiches and spring rolls, adding crunch and freshness to these popular street foods. In Indonesia, cucumber is part of the condiment array served with nasi goreng, fried rice, and other dishes. The global journey of the cucumber through the world's kitchens is a story of adaptation, creativity, and the universal human desire for foods that are refreshing, nourishing, and delicious. No matter where you go in the world, you are likely to find cucumbers on the table in one form or another. This universality speaks to the cucumber's fundamental qualities, its mild flavor, its versatile texture, its hydrating properties, and its ability to complement and enhance a wide range of other ingredients. As we bring the first part of our documentary to a close, let us reflect on the remarkable journey we have taken. We have traveled from the ancient foothills of the Himalayas to the irrigated fields of Mesopotamia, from the pharaoh's table in Egypt to the emperor's banquet in Rome. We have explored the role of cucumbers in the great civilizations of the Islamic world, in the kitchens of medieval Europe, and in the gardens of the Renaissance. We have examined the cucumber's nutritional profile, its health benefits, and its potential drawbacks. We have marveled at its culinary versatility, its medicinal applications, and its surprising household uses. And we have celebrated the cultural significance of this humble fruit in language, literature, folklore, and art. The cucumber's story is a story of resilience, adaptability, and enduring appeal. From a small, bitter wild plant in the hills of South Asia, it has become one of the most widely grown and consumed foods on the planet. It has nourished pharaohs and peasants, emperors and explorers, monks and scientists. It has crossed oceans and continents, adapted to climates ranging from tropical to Arctic, and found a place in the hearts and kitchens of people from every culture and every walk of life. And yet, for all its history and all its achievements, the cucumber remains humble. It does not demand attention. It does not seek the spotlight. It simply grows, produces, and gives. It hydrates us on hot days. It refreshes us when we are tired. It nourishes us with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. It soothes our skin when it is irritated. It adds crunch and freshness to our meals. It even helps us clean our sinks and defog our mirrors. The cucumber is in many ways the perfect food, simple, versatile, healthful, and universally beloved. And as we continue our exploration in the second part of this documentary, we will discover even more reasons to admire and appreciate this extraordinary gift of nature. Stay with us as we continue to unfold the rest of this incredible story in Part 2, where we will dive deeper into the science, economics, environmental impact, and future of the cucumber. We will uncover more surprising facts, explore more fascinating traditions, and gain an even deeper appreciation for the remarkable journey of the cucumber, from seed to table, from ancient times to the modern world. We will explore the economics and global trade of cucumbers, the environmental dimensions of cucumber agriculture, the cutting-edge science shaping the future of cucumber production, and the profound cultural and symbolic roles that cucumbers continue to play in the modern world. We will uncover facts that surprise, stories that inspire, and truths that remind us why the cucumber deserves far more respect and attention than it typically receives. Let us begin with the economics of the cucumber, because behind every crisp bite of this familiar fruit lies a vast, complex, and fascinating global industry. The global cucumber industry is enormous. Every year, billions of pounds of cucumbers are produced worldwide, making the cucumber one of the most economically significant vegetable crops on the planet. The scale of production is almost difficult to comprehend. From small family gardens to sprawling commercial operations covering thousands of acres, cucumbers are grown at every level of agriculture, in virtually every country where the climate permits. China dominates global cucumber production to an extraordinary degree. The sheer volume of cucumbers grown in China dwarfs the production of every other country combined. Chinese agriculture has invested massively in cucumber cultivation, deploying both traditional open-field methods and state-of-the-art greenhouse technology. The domestic demand for cucumbers in China is immense, driven by the central role of the cucumber in Chinese cuisine and by the enormous size of the Chinese population. The majority of cucumbers grown in China are consumed domestically, but a significant quantity is also exported to neighboring countries and beyond. Turkey is another major player in the global cucumber market. The Turkish agricultural sector produces vast quantities of cucumbers annually, and Turkey is one of the world's leading cucumber exporters. The Mediterranean climate of much of Turkey is ideal for cucumber cultivation, providing the warm temperatures, abundant sunlight, and moderate rainfall that cucumbers require. Turkish cucumbers are prized for their quality and flavor, and they find eager markets in Europe, the Middle East, and beyond. Russia and Iran are also significant cucumber-producing countries. In Russia, despite the challenging climate in many regions, cucumber production is substantial, driven by both open-field cultivation during the brief summer growing season and year-round greenhouse production. The Russian appetite for cucumbers, both fresh and pickled, ensures strong domestic demand. Iran, with its warm, dry climate, has a long tradition of cucumber cultivation, and Iranian cucumbers are an important part of the national diet and the agricultural economy. In Europe, the Netherlands and Spain are major cucumber producers and exporters. The Netherlands, despite its small geographic size and relatively cool climate, is a global leader in greenhouse agriculture, and Dutch greenhouse-grown cucumbers are exported throughout Europe. The advanced technology used in Dutch greenhouses, including automated climate control, hydroponic growing systems, and energy-efficient heating, allows for year-round production of high-quality cucumbers. Spain, with its warmer climate and extensive agricultural sector, produces large quantities of cucumbers, particularly in the Almeria region, where vast fields of plastic-covered greenhouses stretch across the landscape. The global trade in cucumbers is a significant component of international agricultural commerce. Cucumbers are shipped across borders and oceans in enormous quantities, transported in refrigerated containers and trucks to maintain freshness. The logistics of the global cucumber trade are complex and sophisticated, involving growers, packers, shippers, importers, distributors, and retailers in a coordinated supply chain that spans the globe. The economics of cucumber farming vary widely depending on the region, the scale of operation, and the methods used. Small-scale cucumber farmers in developing countries may rely on traditional methods, growing cucumbers on small plots of land with minimal mechanization and few purchased inputs. For these farmers, cucumbers can be an important source of income and food security, providing a crop that is relatively easy to grow, produces quickly, and can be sold in local markets or consumed by the family. At the other end of the spectrum, large-scale commercial cucumber operations in countries like the Netherlands, Spain, and various regions with advanced agricultural sectors use sophisticated technology and intensive management practices to maximize yield and profitability. These operations may employ dozens or even hundreds of workers, invest millions of dollars in greenhouse infrastructure and equipment, and produce cucumbers on an industrial scale. The economics of these operations are driven by market prices, labor costs, energy costs, and the constant pressure to produce more with less. The pickle industry represents another important economic dimension of the cucumber. The global pickle market is worth billions of dollars annually, encompassing a vast array of products: dill pickles, sweet pickles, bread and butter pickles, gherkins, relish, pickle spears, pickle chips, and many more. Major food companies produce pickles on an industrial scale, using automated processing lines that can wash, sort, brine, and package millions of cucumbers per day. The economics of pickle production are closely tied to the economics of cucumber farming. Pickle manufacturers require a reliable, consistent supply of pickling cucumbers that meet specific size, shape, and quality standards. Many pickle companies contract directly with cucumber farmers, providing seeds, specifying growing practices, and guaranteeing a purchase price for the harvested crop. This contract farming model provides stability for both the farmer and the manufacturer, ensuring a reliable supply chain and predictable economics. The retail market for fresh cucumbers is also substantial. Cucumbers are a year-round staple in grocery stores and supermarkets around the world. The demand for fresh cucumbers is remarkably consistent, with consumers purchasing them for salads, sandwiches, snacking, and cooking throughout the year. The availability of greenhouse-grown cucumbers, even during the off-season, has ensured that fresh cucumbers are available to consumers regardless of the time of year. The organic cucumber market has experienced significant growth in recent years. As consumers have become more health-conscious and environmentally aware, demand for organically grown cucumbers has increased. Organic cucumbers are grown without synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers, using methods that are designed to promote soil health, biodiversity, and ecological sustainability. Organic cucumbers typically command a higher price than conventionally grown cucumbers, reflecting the higher costs of organic production and the willingness of consumers to pay a premium for what they perceive as a healthier, more environmentally responsible product. Now let us turn to the environmental dimensions of cucumber production, because in an era of growing environmental concern, the way we grow our food matters as much as what we grow. Cucumber production, like all agriculture, has an environmental footprint. The specific nature and size of that footprint depend on the methods used, the region of production, and the scale of the operation. Understanding the environmental impact of cucumber farming is essential for making informed decisions about how we produce and consume this important crop. Water use is one of the most significant environmental considerations in cucumber production. Cucumbers are thirsty plants. Their high water content, 95%, means that they require a substantial amount of water to grow and develop. In regions where water is abundant, this may not be a significant concern. But in arid and semi-arid regions, where water is scarce and precious, the irrigation demands of cucumber cultivation can strain local water resources. The issue of water use in cucumber production is particularly acute in regions like southern Spain, where large-scale greenhouse cucumber production depends on irrigation. The Almeria region, one of the most intensive greenhouse farming areas in the world, has faced growing concerns about water depletion and the sustainability of its agricultural practices. Groundwater levels have dropped, rivers have been diverted, and ecosystems have been affected by the enormous demand for irrigation water. Balancing the economic benefits of cucumber production with the need to protect water resources is a challenge that requires careful management and policy. In some regions, innovative water management techniques have been developed to reduce the water footprint of cucumber production. Drip irrigation, which delivers water directly to the root zone of the plant in small, precise amounts, is one of the most effective methods for reducing water waste in cucumber farming. By minimizing evaporation and runoff, drip irrigation can reduce water use by 50% or more compared to traditional flood or sprinkler irrigation. Recirculating hydroponic systems, in which the nutrient solution is recycled and reused rather than discarded, offer another water-saving approach. These systems can reduce water consumption dramatically compared to soil-based cultivation, making them an attractive option for cucumber production in water-scarce regions. Energy use is another important environmental consideration, particularly for greenhouse cucumber production. Heating greenhouses during the winter months requires significant amounts of energy, which may come from natural gas, oil, coal, or electricity generated from various sources. The carbon emissions associated with greenhouse heating can be substantial, contributing to climate change and environmental degradation. In the Netherlands, where greenhouse agriculture is a major industry, efforts have been made to reduce the energy footprint of cucumber production. Dutch growers have invested in energy-efficient technologies, including high-efficiency boilers, heat pumps, and combined heat and power (CHP) systems that generate both electricity and heat from a single fuel source. Some Dutch greenhouses use geothermal energy, drawing heat from deep underground to warm their growing spaces. Others have installed solar panels or wind turbines to generate renewable energy on site. The concept of the closed greenhouse, in which the growing environment is sealed and climate-controlled with minimal exchange of air with the outside, has been explored as a way to reduce energy consumption and improve growing conditions. Closed greenhouses can capture and reuse heat that would otherwise be lost, and they can maintain more stable growing conditions, leading to improved crop quality and yield. Pesticide use is another environmental concern in cucumber production. Cucumbers are susceptible to a variety of pests and diseases, and in conventional farming, synthetic pesticides are often used to manage these threats. While pesticides can be effective at protecting crops, they can also have negative environmental impacts, including contamination of soil and water, harm to beneficial insects, particularly pollinators like bees, and disruption of local ecosystems. The development and adoption of integrated pest management (IPM) strategies have helped to reduce pesticide use in cucumber production. IPM combines biological control agents such as beneficial insects that prey on pests, cultural practices such as crop rotation and sanitation, physical barriers such as row covers and screens, and when necessary, targeted low-toxicity pesticides to manage pests while minimizing environmental impact. Many modern cucumber growers, particularly in Europe and other regions with strict environmental regulations, have embraced IPM as a more sustainable approach to pest management. Biological control, in particular, has been a success story in cucumber greenhouse production. Beneficial insects and mites, such as ladybugs, lacewings, parasitic wasps, and predatory mites, are released into greenhouses to control pest populations naturally. This approach reduces or eliminates the need for chemical pesticides, resulting in a healthier growing environment for both the plants and the workers. Many European greenhouse operations have achieved near-zero pesticide use through the effective deployment of biological control agents. Soil health is another environmental dimension of cucumber production. In traditional soil-based cultivation, continuous cropping of cucumbers without adequate crop rotation or soil management can lead to soil degradation, nutrient depletion, and the buildup of soil-borne diseases. Healthy soil is the foundation of sustainable agriculture, and maintaining soil health requires careful attention to organic matter content, nutrient balance, microbial activity, and physical structure. Practices such as cover cropping, composting, mulching, and crop rotation can help to maintain and improve soil health in cucumber production. Cover crops, plants grown between cucumber crops to protect and enrich the soil, can fix nitrogen, suppress weeds, prevent erosion, and add organic matter to the soil. Composting and mulching provide nutrients and improve soil structure, while crop rotation helps to break pest and disease cycles and maintain a balanced soil ecosystem. The environmental impact of packaging and transportation is also worth considering. Fresh cucumbers, particularly those grown in greenhouses and shipped long distances, may be individually wrapped in plastic to protect their thin skin and extend their shelf life. While this packaging serves a practical purpose, reducing food waste by keeping cucumbers fresh longer, it also contributes to plastic pollution, a growing environmental concern. Some producers and retailers are exploring alternatives to plastic wrapping, including biodegradable packaging, compostable films, and unpackaged sales. Transportation of cucumbers over long distances by truck, ship, or air generates carbon emissions and contributes to the overall environmental footprint of the product. The concept of food miles, the distance food travels from farm to consumer, has become an important consideration for environmentally conscious consumers. Choosing locally grown cucumbers when available and eating cucumbers seasonally rather than year-round can help to reduce the transportation-related environmental impact. Food waste is a significant issue in the cucumber supply chain. A substantial percentage of cucumbers grown worldwide never reach the consumer. Some are lost in the field due to pests, diseases, or unfavorable weather. Others are discarded during harvesting and packing because they do not meet the cosmetic standards required by retailers. They may be the wrong size, the wrong shape, or have minor blemishes that make them unsaleable despite being perfectly edible. Still others spoil during transportation or sit unsold on store shelves until they are past their prime and are thrown away. Reducing food waste in the cucumber supply chain is both an environmental and an economic imperative. Efforts to address this issue include relaxing cosmetic standards to allow imperfect cucumbers to be sold, developing better storage and transportation technologies to extend shelf life, and creating markets for cucumbers that do not meet fresh market standards, such as processing them into pickles, relish, or other value-added products. Now let us venture into the cutting-edge world of cucumber science and technology, because the future of the cucumber is being shaped by researchers, breeders, and innovators who are pushing the boundaries of what is possible. The mapping of the cucumber genome was a landmark achievement in plant science. In 2009, an international team of researchers published the draft genome sequence of the cucumber, providing a comprehensive blueprint of the cucumber's genetic makeup. This achievement opened new doors for understanding the biology of the cucumber and for developing improved varieties through marker-assisted breeding and genetic engineering. The cucumber genome contains approximately 26,682 genes distributed across 7 chromosomes. By identifying the genes responsible for specific traits, such as disease resistance, fruit quality, yield, and stress tolerance, researchers can develop new varieties more efficiently and precisely than was previously possible. Marker-assisted breeding, in which DNA markers linked to desirable genes are used to guide the selection of breeding parents and offspring, has accelerated the development of improved cucumber varieties. Gene editing technologies such as CRISPR-Cas9 offer even more precise tools for modifying the cucumber genome. Using these technologies, scientists can make targeted changes to specific genes, turning them on or off, modifying their function, or introducing new traits. While the application of gene editing to cucumbers is still in its early stages, the potential is enormous. Researchers envision cucumbers that are more resistant to diseases, more tolerant of drought and heat stress, more nutritious, and better suited to the changing conditions of a warming climate. Climate change is one of the most pressing challenges facing cucumber agriculture in the coming decades. Rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, increased frequency of extreme weather events, and shifting pest and disease pressures are all expected to impact cucumber production in various ways. Some regions that are currently suitable for cucumber cultivation may become too hot, too dry, or too prone to extreme weather to support reliable production. Other regions that are currently too cold for cucumbers may become suitable as temperatures rise. Developing cucumber varieties that are resilient to climate change is a priority for plant breeders and researchers. Heat-tolerant varieties that can maintain yield and quality under higher temperatures, drought-tolerant varieties that can produce even with less water, and disease-resistant varieties that can withstand new pest and disease pressures are all areas of active research. The genetic diversity of wild cucumber relatives, which have evolved in a range of challenging environments, is a valuable resource for breeding efforts aimed at climate resilience. Vertical farming, an innovative approach to agriculture that involves growing crops in stacked layers in controlled indoor environments, is another exciting development for cucumber production. Vertical farms use artificial lighting, hydroponic or aeroponic growing systems, and precisely controlled climate conditions to grow crops year-round, regardless of outdoor weather. They can be located in urban areas close to consumers, reducing transportation costs and food miles. Cucumbers are well suited to vertical farming thanks to their relatively compact growth habit when trained on vertical supports, their rapid growth, and their high yield potential. Several vertical farming companies have begun producing cucumbers in their facilities, and the technology continues to improve in terms of efficiency, cost-effectiveness, and scalability. While vertical farming currently represents a small fraction of total cucumber production, it has the potential to play a growing role in the future, particularly in urban areas and regions with limited arable land. Robotics and automation are also transforming cucumber agriculture. In greenhouse operations, robots are being developed to perform tasks such as harvesting, pruning, spraying, and monitoring plant health. Cucumber harvesting, in particular, is a labor-intensive task that is well suited to automation. Harvesting robots equipped with cameras, sensors, and artificial intelligence can identify ripe cucumbers, assess their size and quality, and pick them gently without damaging the plant or the fruit. The development of effective cucumber harvesting robots has been a focus of agricultural engineering research for several years. The challenge lies in the complexity of the task. Cucumbers can be hidden among leaves, they vary in size and shape, and they must be handled carefully to avoid bruising. Early prototypes were slow and imprecise, but recent advances in machine vision, machine learning, and robotic arm design have produced harvesting systems that are approaching the speed and accuracy of human workers. Sensor technology and data analytics are also being applied to cucumber production. Smart sensors can monitor soil moisture, nutrient levels, temperature, humidity, light intensity, and other environmental parameters in real time. This data can be fed into computer algorithms that optimize irrigation, fertilization, and climate control, resulting in more efficient use of resources and improved crop performance. The concept of precision agriculture, using data and technology to make farming decisions with greater accuracy and efficiency, is becoming increasingly relevant in cucumber production. The use of drones in cucumber agriculture is another emerging technology. Drones equipped with cameras and sensors can fly over fields and greenhouses, capturing images and data that reveal information about crop health, pest and disease pressure, irrigation status, and other factors. This aerial perspective allows farmers to identify problems early, target interventions precisely, and manage their crops more effectively. Artificial intelligence is beginning to play a role in cucumber breeding and production. Machine learning algorithms can analyze vast data sets, including genetic data, environmental data, and crop performance data, to identify patterns and make predictions that would be impossible for human researchers to discern unaided. For example, AI could be used to predict which genetic combinations are most likely to produce varieties with desired traits, or to forecast pest outbreaks based on weather patterns and historical data. Now let us circle back and delve even more deeply into the cultural, symbolic, and artistic dimensions of the cucumber, because these aspects of the cucumber story are as rich and fascinating as the scientific and economic dimensions. Throughout history, cucumbers have appeared in art, often in paintings depicting food, markets, and domestic scenes. The Dutch and Flemish still life painters of the 17th century, who are renowned for their detailed and sumptuous depictions of food, flowers, and everyday objects, sometimes included cucumbers in their compositions. These paintings, with their emphasis on the beauty and transience of material things, celebrated the abundance of nature and the pleasures of the table. A cucumber in a still life painting was not just a vegetable, it was a symbol of the bounty of the earth and the fleeting nature of earthly pleasures. In more modern art, cucumbers have appeared in various contexts, sometimes as objects of beauty, sometimes as objects of humor, and sometimes as vehicles for social commentary. The pop art movement of the mid-20th century, with its celebration of everyday objects and consumer culture, occasionally featured food items, including cucumbers, in its irreverent, colorful compositions. In film and television, cucumbers have made countless appearances, often in comedic or light-hearted contexts. The visual distinctiveness of the cucumber, its elongated shape, its bright green color, its association with freshness and health, makes it a natural prop for humor and visual storytelling. Cucumbers have appeared in cooking shows, sitcoms, commercials, and even dramatic films, sometimes as a central element and sometimes as a subtle background detail. The cucumber has also inspired a variety of festivals and celebrations around the world. In some regions, cucumber festivals are held during the harvest season, bringing communities together to celebrate the crop and enjoy cucumber-themed food, drink, and entertainment. These festivals may feature cucumber eating contests, pickle-making demonstrations, cucumber recipe competitions, and other activities that celebrate the cultural importance of the cucumber. In the town of Suzdal in Russia, an annual cucumber festival is held each July, drawing thousands of visitors. The festival celebrates the town's long tradition of cucumber growing and pickling, with events including tastings, competitions, folk music, and exhibitions. The Suzdal Cucumber Festival is a beloved cultural event that reflects the deep connection between Russian identity and the humble cucumber. Similar festivals exist in other countries, each reflecting the local culture's relationship with the cucumber. In some towns in Germany, pickle festivals celebrate the tradition of cucumber pickling that has been practiced for centuries. In various regions across Asia, harvest festivals often feature cucumbers alongside other crops, honoring the agricultural heritage of the community. The cucumber has also made its mark in the world of competitive eating and record breaking. The Guinness World Records organization has documented various cucumber-related records over the years, including records for the longest cucumber grown, the most cucumbers eaten in a given time, and other feats of cucumber-related achievement. These records, while often lighthearted and humorous, reflect the fascination that people have with the cucumber and the human desire to push the boundaries of what is possible, even with something as simple as a vegetable. The longest cucumber ever recorded measured over 44 inches in length, a remarkable achievement that required careful cultivation, optimal growing conditions, and a variety specifically bred for length. Growing giant cucumbers is a competitive hobby in some countries, with growers devoting significant time and effort to producing the longest, heaviest, or most unusual specimens. In the world of competitive pickle making, artisanal picklers compete for prizes and recognition based on the flavor, texture, appearance, and creativity of their pickled cucumbers. These competitions, which take place at county fairs, food festivals, and specialty events, celebrate the art and science of pickle making and showcase the incredible diversity of pickling styles and techniques. Let us now consider the role of the cucumber in modern health and wellness culture, because in recent years, the cucumber has experienced a renaissance of sorts, driven by growing interest in natural foods, plant-based diets, and holistic health. The rise of the wellness movement has brought renewed attention to the health benefits of whole, natural foods, and the cucumber has been a major beneficiary of this trend. Health-conscious consumers are drawn to the cucumber's impressive nutritional profile, low in calories, high in water, rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, and to its reputation as a clean, wholesome food. The cucumber has become a symbol of healthy eating, appearing prominently in wellness blogs, nutrition guides, diet plans, and social media feeds. Cucumber water, which we discussed earlier, has become a staple of the wellness world. Spa facilities, yoga studios, fitness centers, and health-conscious restaurants routinely offer cucumber water to their patrons, and recipes for cucumber-infused water can be found in countless health and wellness publications. The appeal of cucumber water lies not only in its refreshing taste but also in its simplicity and naturalness. It is nothing more than water and cucumber, with no added sugars, flavors, or chemicals. Green smoothies and juices featuring cucumber as a key ingredient have also become enormously popular. Cucumber adds volume, hydration, and a mild, refreshing flavor to smoothies and juices without adding significant calories or sugar. It blends well with other green vegetables such as spinach, kale, and celery, as well as with fruits like apple, pear, and citrus. A green smoothie made with cucumber, spinach, apple, and ginger is a common recipe in the wellness world, prized for its nutritional density and its refreshing, energizing quality. The detox movement, which promotes the idea of cleansing the body of toxins through dietary interventions, has frequently featured cucumbers as a detox food. While the scientific evidence for detox diets is mixed, and many medical professionals caution against extreme detox programs, the inclusion of cucumbers in a healthy, balanced diet is widely supported. The high water content and gentle diuretic properties of cucumbers can support kidney function and help the body eliminate waste products naturally. Cucumber-based face masks and skincare treatments have experienced a surge in popularity as part of the natural beauty movement. Consumers who prefer plant-based, chemical-free beauty products are drawn to the simplicity and effectiveness of cucumber-based treatments. Homemade cucumber face masks, often made by blending cucumber with yogurt, honey, aloe vera, or other natural ingredients, are a popular DIY beauty treatment that can be found on countless beauty blogs and social media channels. The anti-aging properties attributed to cucumbers have also generated interest among consumers and researchers. The antioxidants in cucumbers, including vitamin C, beta-carotene, and manganese, help to protect cells from oxidative damage, which is one of the key drivers of aging. The silica content of cucumbers supports the health of connective tissues, including the skin, hair, and nails. And the hydrating effect of cucumbers helps to maintain skin moisture and plumpness, reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. While the anti-aging effects of cucumbers should not be overstated, no single food can reverse the aging process. The cumulative effect of including cucumbers as part of a healthy, varied diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and other whole foods can contribute to better skin health and a more youthful appearance over time. The role of cucumbers in gut health is another area of growing interest. Fermented cucumber pickles, as we discussed earlier, are a natural source of probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut microbiome. The gut microbiome, the complex community of microorganisms that live in the digestive tract, plays a crucial role in digestion, immune function, mental health, and overall well-being. Research into the gut microbiome has exploded in recent years, and the importance of consuming probiotic-rich foods has become widely recognized. Fermented pickles, unlike vinegar-pickled cucumbers, contain live cultures of lactic acid bacteria that can colonize the gut and contribute to a healthy microbial balance. Regular consumption of fermented foods, including fermented cucumber pickles, has been associated with improved digestive health, enhanced immune function, and reduced inflammation. This has led to a resurgence of interest in traditional fermentation techniques and a growing market for artisanal, naturally fermented pickles. The concept of the cucumber as a functional food, a food that provides health benefits beyond basic nutrition, is gaining traction in the scientific community. Functional foods are those that contain bioactive compounds that can positively affect health when consumed as part of a regular diet. The cucurbitacins, phycin, lignans, and other bioactive compounds found in cucumbers qualify it as a functional food with potential benefits for inflammation, oxidative stress, blood sugar regulation, and other aspects of health. Research into the functional properties of cucumbers is ongoing, and new discoveries are being made regularly. Scientists are investigating the potential of cucumber extracts and compounds for a variety of applications, including pharmaceutical development, nutraceutical products, and cosmetic formulations. While much of this research is still in its early stages, the results so far are promising and suggest that the cucumber may have even more to offer than we currently understand. Let us now explore some additional fascinating facts about cucumbers that further illustrate the depth and breadth of this remarkable fruit story. The cucumber is approximately 95% water by weight, making it one of the most water-rich foods in existence. This extraordinary water content is not unique to the cucumber. Lettuce, celery, and watermelon also have very high water contents, but the cucumber stands out for the combination of its high water content, its mild, pleasant flavor, and its versatile culinary applications. The water in a cucumber is not plain water. It contains dissolved minerals, vitamins, and electrolytes that enhance its hydrating and nutritional value. Cucumbers can actually help to reduce body heat. The internal temperature of a cucumber can be significantly lower than the ambient air temperature, a phenomenon that is partly due to the evaporative cooling effect of its high water content. This is the physical basis for the expression "cool as a cucumber." When you hold a cucumber on a hot day, it feels cool to the touch, and when you eat it, it can help to lower your body temperature from the inside. Cucumbers have been used in space. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station have grown cucumbers as part of experiments in space agriculture. Growing food in space is a critical area of research for long-duration space missions, and cucumbers, with their rapid growth and high water content, are one of the crops being studied for potential cultivation in space habitats. The ability to grow fresh vegetables in space would significantly improve the nutrition and morale of astronauts on extended missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The cucumber plant is remarkably fast-growing. Under optimal conditions, a cucumber seed can germinate in as few as 3 days, and the plant can begin producing fruit within 50 to 70 days of planting. This rapid growth cycle makes cucumbers an excellent crop for successive plantings, allowing farmers and gardeners to harvest multiple crops from the same plot of land within a single growing season. Cucumbers are one of the oldest cultivated crops in the world. While the exact timeline of cucumber domestication is difficult to pinpoint with certainty, the available evidence suggests that cucumbers have been cultivated for at least 3,000 years, and possibly as long as 4,000 or 5,000 years. This places the cucumber among the earliest plants to be deliberately grown by humans for food, alongside wheat, barley, rice, and a handful of other ancient crops. The diversity of cucumber varieties is staggering. There are hundreds of named cucumber varieties, ranging from tiny cocktail cucumbers just a few inches long to massive slicers over a foot in length. Cucumbers come in a wide range of colors, including dark green, light green, white, yellow, orange, and even striped or mottled patterns. The shapes range from straight and cylindrical to curved, round, or oval. This diversity reflects thousands of years of selection, breeding, and adaptation to different climates, cuisines, and cultural preferences. Some cucumber varieties are specifically adapted to particular growing conditions. There are varieties bred for tropical climates, varieties bred for cool, short-season regions, varieties bred for greenhouse production, and varieties bred for open field cultivation. There are varieties that are resistant to specific diseases, varieties that are tolerant of heat or cold, and varieties that are adapted to particular soil types. This adaptability is one of the reasons for the cucumber's global success. The cucumber has a close botanical relationship with the melon. Both belong to the genus Cucumis, and they share many genetic, structural, and biological similarities. In fact, the cucumber and the melon can sometimes be crossed through careful breeding, although the resulting hybrids are rarely fertile or useful. The close relationship between these two fruits suggests a common ancestor in the distant evolutionary past, a wild plant that gave rise to both the refreshing cucumber and the sweet, fragrant melon. Cucumbers contain a compound called cucurbitacin, which is responsible for the bitter taste sometimes found in cucumber skin and stem ends. Cucurbitacins are a group of biochemical compounds produced by plants in the cucumber family as a defense mechanism against herbivores. These compounds are toxic to many insects and animals, deterring them from eating the plant. In cultivated cucumbers, breeders have worked to reduce cucurbitacin levels, resulting in the mild, sweet-flavored varieties we enjoy today. However, under stress conditions, such as extreme heat, drought, or nutrient deficiency, even modern varieties can sometimes produce elevated levels of cucurbitacin, resulting in bitter-tasting fruits. The phenomenon of bitter cucumbers has been a challenge for growers and consumers alike. Understanding the genetic and environmental factors that influence cucurbitacin production has been a focus of cucumber research. Scientists have identified the genes responsible for cucurbitacin biosynthesis and have developed molecular markers that allow breeders to select against bitterness more effectively. This research has practical implications for improving the flavor and consumer acceptance of cucumbers. Cucumbers have a natural affinity for vinegar. The mild, slightly sweet flavor of cucumber complements the sharp, tangy flavor of vinegar perfectly, which is one of the reasons why pickled cucumbers are so universally popular. The combination of cucumber and vinegar creates a flavor profile that is greater than the sum of its parts, refreshing, tangy, and deeply satisfying. This affinity is not merely a matter of taste, it also has a biochemical basis, as the acids in vinegar interact with the sugars and other compounds in the cucumber to create complex flavor molecules. The seeds of the cucumber have their own nutritional value. Cucumber seeds contain small amounts of protein, fat, and fiber, as well as certain minerals and phytonutrients. In some traditional cuisines, mature cucumber seeds are dried and consumed as a snack, similar to pumpkin or sunflower seeds. Cucumber seed oil, extracted from the seeds of mature cucumbers, is used in some skincare products for its moisturizing and emollient properties. Cucumbers have a mild diuretic effect, meaning they can promote the production of urine. This property has been recognized by traditional medicine systems for centuries and is attributed to the cucumber's high water content and its mineral composition, particularly its potassium content. The diuretic effect of cucumbers can help to reduce bloating, support kidney function, and aid in the elimination of waste products from the body. The fiber content of cucumbers, concentrated mainly in the skin and seeds, supports digestive regularity. The insoluble fiber in cucumber skin adds bulk to the stool and promotes the movement of food through the digestive tract. The soluble fiber in cucumber flesh absorbs water and forms a gel-like substance that can help to slow digestion and regulate blood sugar levels. Eating cucumbers with their skin on provides the most fiber and the greatest digestive benefit. Cucumbers have been shown to contain compounds with potential anti-cancer properties. Several studies have investigated the effects of cucumber extracts on cancer cells in laboratory settings. Cucurbitacins, in particular, have demonstrated the ability to inhibit the growth of certain types of cancer cells and to induce apoptosis or programmed cell death in laboratory experiments. Phycin, a flavonoid found in cucumbers, has also shown anti-cancer activity in some studies. It is important to emphasize that these findings are preliminary and have not been confirmed in large-scale clinical trials in humans. Laboratory studies and animal studies are important first steps in understanding the potential health effects of food compounds, but they do not prove that eating cucumbers can prevent or treat cancer. However, the results are intriguing and suggest that the bioactive compounds in cucumbers may contribute to overall health in ways that are not yet fully understood. Cucumbers may support brain health. The phycin content of cucumbers has been studied for its potential neuroprotective effects. In animal studies, phycin has been shown to improve memory, protect brain cells from age-related damage, and reduce the accumulation of certain proteins associated with neurodegenerative diseases. While these findings have not been confirmed in human studies, they add to the growing body of evidence that a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, including cucumbers, may support cognitive health as we age. Cucumbers can help to reduce puffiness and dark circles under the eyes, a benefit that has been known for centuries and is supported by modern science. The combination of the cucumber's cooling temperature, its high water content, its mild astringent properties, and its content of vitamin C and caffeic acid makes it effective at constricting blood vessels, reducing water retention, and lightening the appearance of dark circles. Placing chilled cucumber slices over closed eyes for 10 to 15 minutes is a simple, effective, and time-honored beauty treatment. The cucumber plant produces tendrils, specialized structures that coil around supports and allow the vine to climb. These tendrils are one of the most fascinating features of the cucumber plant from a botanical perspective. They are sensitive to touch. When a tendril comes into contact with a support, it coils around it within minutes, a response known as thigmotropism. The coiling mechanism of cucumber tendrils has been studied by physicists and engineers, who have found that the structure of the tendril, with its helical fibers and spring-like design, is remarkably efficient at providing strong, flexible support. This natural engineering has even inspired the design of springs, cables, and other mechanical devices. Cucumbers are sensitive to ethylene gas, a natural plant hormone produced by many ripening fruits. Exposure to ethylene can cause cucumbers to ripen and deteriorate more quickly, resulting in yellowing, softening, and loss of quality. This is why cucumbers should be stored away from ethylene-producing fruits such as bananas, apples, and tomatoes. In commercial storage and transportation, cucumbers are often kept in ethylene-free environments to maximize their shelf life. The ideal storage temperature for cucumbers is between 50 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 10 to 13 degrees Celsius. While most people store cucumbers in the refrigerator, the typical refrigerator temperature of around 38 degrees Fahrenheit, about 3 degrees Celsius, is actually too cold for cucumbers and can cause chilling injury, resulting in water-soaked spots, pitting, and accelerated decay. Storing cucumbers at a slightly warmer temperature if possible, or using them relatively quickly after purchase, can help to maintain their quality. Cucumbers have a relatively short shelf life compared to many other vegetables. A fresh cucumber stored under optimal conditions may last 1 to 2 weeks, but once cut, it should be consumed within a few days. The high water content that makes cucumbers so refreshing also makes them vulnerable to dehydration, wilting, and microbial spoilage. Proper handling, storage, and timely consumption are important for maximizing the quality and safety of fresh cucumbers. The waxing of cucumbers is a common practice in the commercial produce industry. Cucumbers naturally produce a thin, waxy coating on their skin that helps to retain moisture and protect against damage. After harvesting and washing, this natural wax is often removed, and a food-grade wax is applied to replace it. The wax coating helps to reduce moisture loss, maintain firmness, and improve the appearance of the cucumber. While food-grade wax is considered safe for consumption, some consumers prefer to remove it by peeling the cucumber or washing it with warm water and a produce brush. Cucumbers play an interesting role in companion planting, the practice of growing certain plants together for mutual benefit. In the garden, cucumbers are often planted alongside beans, corn, peas, and certain herbs. Beans and peas can fix nitrogen in the soil, providing a natural source of this essential nutrient for the nitrogen-hungry cucumber. Corn can provide a natural trellis for cucumber vines to climb. Certain herbs, such as dill, may attract beneficial insects that help to pollinate cucumber flowers and control pests. However, cucumbers are generally not recommended as companions for potatoes or aromatic herbs such as sage, which may inhibit their growth. The interactions between plants in a garden are complex and not always fully understood, but experienced gardeners have developed practical knowledge about companion planting that has been passed down through generations and is supported by some scientific research. Cucumbers have played a role in the history of food preservation technology. The development of pickling, canning, and refrigeration, three of the most important food preservation technologies in human history, has been closely connected to the cucumber. Pickling, as we have discussed, is one of the oldest preservation methods known, and cucumbers were among the first foods to be preserved in this way. The canning industry, which revolutionized food preservation in the 19th century, relied heavily on cucumbers in the form of pickles as one of its primary products, and the development of refrigeration and cold chain logistics has been essential for the fresh cucumber trade, allowing cucumbers to be transported over long distances while maintaining their quality. The cultural significance of the cucumber extends into the realm of superstition and folk belief. In some cultures, cucumbers have been associated with luck, fertility, or protection. In certain folk traditions, placing a cucumber under a pillow was believed to help cure a fever. In other traditions, cucumbers were used in rituals or ceremonies related to harvest, abundance, or healing. While these beliefs are not supported by scientific evidence, they reflect the deep cultural importance of the cucumber and its central role in the lives and imaginations of people throughout history. Let us now consider the future of the cucumber and the exciting possibilities that lie ahead. The future of the cucumber is being shaped by several powerful trends: climate change, population growth, urbanization, technological innovation, and changing consumer preferences. Each of these trends presents both challenges and opportunities for the cucumber industry, and the way in which these trends are navigated will determine the cucumber's role in the global food system of the future. Climate change, as we discussed earlier, poses significant challenges for cucumber production. Rising temperatures, changing precipitation patterns, and increased frequency of extreme weather events will require adaptation on the part of growers, breeders, and the broader agricultural sector. The development of climate-resilient cucumber varieties, those that can tolerate higher temperatures, drought, flooding, and new pest and disease pressures, will be essential for maintaining global cucumber production in the face of a changing climate. Population growth is another critical factor. The global population is projected to reach approximately 10 billion people by the middle of this century, and feeding this growing population will require significant increases in food production. Cucumbers, as a productive, nutritious, and water-efficient crop relative to many other foods, have the potential to play an important role in meeting future food needs. However, increasing cucumber production sustainably, without degrading the environment, depleting water resources, or compromising human health, will require careful planning and innovative approaches. Urbanization is changing the landscape of food production and consumption. As more people move to cities, the demand for fresh, locally produced food is growing. Urban agriculture, including rooftop gardens, community gardens, indoor farms, and vertical farms, is expanding to meet this demand. Cucumbers, with their compact growth habit and high yield potential, are well suited to urban farming systems. The development of cucumber varieties specifically adapted to urban growing conditions, such as compact, container-friendly plants, could further enhance the cucumber's role in urban food production. Consumer preferences are also evolving. Today's consumers are more informed, more health-conscious, and more environmentally aware than ever before. They demand food that is not only nutritious and delicious but also sustainably produced, ethically sourced, and minimally processed. The cucumber, with its clean, natural image and its impressive nutritional profile, is well positioned to meet these demands. However, the cucumber industry must continue to innovate and adapt to stay relevant in a rapidly changing marketplace. The growing interest in plant-based diets and vegetarian and vegan lifestyles is another trend that bodes well for the cucumber. As more people reduce or eliminate animal products from their diets, the demand for plant-based foods, including vegetables like cucumbers, is increasing. Cucumbers are naturally vegan, gluten-free, and allergen-free, with rare exceptions, making them suitable for virtually any dietary pattern. Their versatility in the kitchen, raw, cooked, pickled, juiced, or blended, ensures that they can play a role in a wide variety of plant-based meals and snacks. The concept of food as medicine is gaining traction in both the scientific community and the general public. The idea that the foods we eat can have a profound impact on our health, preventing disease, reducing inflammation, supporting immune function, and promoting longevity, is supported by a growing body of research. Cucumbers, with their content of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and bioactive compounds, fit neatly into this paradigm. As our understanding of the health-promoting properties of cucumbers continues to deepen, their role in the food as medicine movement is likely to grow. The future of cucumber breeding holds exciting possibilities. Traditional breeding methods, enhanced by modern genetic tools and technologies, are producing new cucumber varieties at an unprecedented rate. These new varieties offer improved yield, disease resistance, fruit quality, and adaptability to diverse growing conditions. Some breeders are also working on varieties with enhanced nutritional profiles, cucumbers with higher levels of vitamins, minerals, or bioactive compounds that could offer even greater health benefits to consumers. The integration of digital technology into cucumber agriculture is another frontier of innovation. Smart farming platforms that combine sensor data, satellite imagery, weather forecasts, and machine learning algorithms are enabling farmers to make more informed, data-driven decisions about planting, irrigation, fertilization, pest management, and harvesting. These platforms can optimize every aspect of cucumber production, from seed selection to post-harvest handling, resulting in higher yields, lower costs, and reduced environmental impact. Blockchain technology is being explored as a tool for improving traceability and transparency in the cucumber supply chain. By creating an immutable digital record of every step in the journey from farm to consumer, blockchain can help to verify the origin, quality, and safety of cucumbers, combat fraud, and build consumer trust. While the application of blockchain to food supply chains is still in its early stages, the potential benefits are significant. The role of cucumbers in addressing global food security challenges is an area that deserves more attention. Cucumbers are a relatively affordable, widely available and nutritious food that can contribute to improved nutrition in both developed and developing countries. In regions where access to diverse, nutritious foods is limited, cucumbers can provide essential vitamins, minerals, and hydration. Programs that promote cucumber cultivation and consumption as part of broader food security and nutrition initiatives could have a meaningful impact on public health. Home gardening, which experienced a dramatic surge in popularity during recent years as people spent more time at home and became more interested in growing their own food, has brought many new growers into the world of cucumber cultivation. For many of these new gardeners, the cucumber was their first successful crop, a gateway to the broader world of home food production. The ease of growing cucumbers, the satisfaction of harvesting fresh fruit from the backyard, and the superior flavor of homegrown cucumbers compared to store-bought ones have inspired countless people to deepen their engagement with gardening and food production. The educational value of growing cucumbers should not be underestimated. In schools, community programs, and family settings, cucumber growing can be a powerful tool for teaching children and adults about biology, ecology, nutrition, and the food system. Watching a cucumber seed sprout grow into a vine, flower, and produce fruit is a vivid, hands-on lesson in the miracle of plant life. It connects people to the natural world, fosters a sense of responsibility and stewardship, and encourages healthier eating habits. Let us also take a moment to celebrate the sensory experience of the cucumber, because food is not just about nutrition and economics. It is also about pleasure, enjoyment, and the celebration of the senses. The crunch of a fresh cucumber is one of the most satisfying sounds in the world of food. That crisp, clean snap when you bite into a cool cucumber is deeply pleasurable, activating both the sense of hearing and the sense of touch in a way that few other foods can match. The crunch is a result of the cucumber's cellular structure. The cells are turgid, filled with water under pressure, and when you bite through them they burst, releasing their liquid contents and creating that distinctive snapping sensation. The flavor of a fresh cucumber is subtle but complex. It is mildly sweet, slightly grassy, and wonderfully clean. There is a freshness to cucumber flavor that is almost impossible to describe but instantly recognizable. It is the taste of a garden on a summer morning, of cool water on a hot day, of nature at its most refreshing. This subtle flavor makes the cucumber an ideal canvas for other flavors. It pairs beautifully with salt, vinegar, dill, garlic, lemon, yogurt, sesame, chili, and countless other seasonings and accompaniments. The aroma of a fresh cucumber is equally appealing. The scent is green, vegetal, and clean, with a delicate sweetness that is reminiscent of melon. The aroma compounds in cucumber are complex, including aldehydes, alcohols, and other volatile organic compounds that contribute to its distinctive fragrance. The scent of cucumber is so widely appreciated that it has become a popular fragrance note in perfumes, candles, soaps, and other scented products. The visual appeal of the cucumber is another aspect of its charm. The deep green of the skin, the pale green to white of the flesh, the tiny, delicate seeds arranged in neat rows, there is a visual harmony and simplicity to the cucumber that is aesthetically pleasing. Sliced cucumbers with their concentric rings of green and white are beautiful on a plate, adding color, freshness, and elegance to any dish. The visual appeal of cucumbers has made them a favorite subject for food photographers and stylists. The texture of cucumber is a key part of its appeal. The firm, crisp flesh provides a satisfying bite, while the thin skin adds a slight resistance that enhances the eating experience. The contrast between the crunchy exterior and the slightly softer interior, between the cool flesh and the tiny, tender seeds, creates a textural complexity that makes eating a cucumber a multisensory experience. As we approach the conclusion of our documentary, let us reflect on the extraordinary journey we have taken through the world of the cucumber. We have traveled through time, from the ancient foothills of the Himalayas to the modern greenhouses of the Netherlands, from the pharaoh's table to the astronaut's space station. We have explored the cucumber's role in the cuisines, medicines, cultures, and economies of civilizations spanning thousands of years, in every corner of the globe. We have learned that the cucumber is far more than a simple salad ingredient. It is a fruit with a rich and complex history, a food with genuine health benefits and nutritional value, a crop with enormous economic importance, and a cultural icon with deep symbolic resonance. It has been praised by emperors, prescribed by physicians, celebrated by poets, and enjoyed by billions of ordinary people in their daily lives. We have discovered that the cucumber is a marvel of natural engineering, a fruit that is 95% water yet manages to be crisp, flavorful, and nutritious. We have learned about its remarkable thermal properties, its complex biochemistry, and its extraordinary adaptability to diverse growing conditions and culinary applications. We have examined the challenges facing cucumber agriculture, climate change, water scarcity, pesticide use, food waste, and the innovative solutions being developed to address them. We have explored the cutting-edge technologies, genome mapping, gene editing, vertical farming, robotics, artificial intelligence, that are shaping the future of cucumber production. We have celebrated the cultural richness of the cucumber, its appearance in art, literature, folklore, and popular culture, its role in festivals and celebrations, its symbolic associations with coolness, calmness, and refreshment. We have savored the sensory pleasures of the cucumber, its crunch, its flavor, its aroma, its visual beauty. And through it all, we have developed a deeper appreciation for this humble, unassuming fruit that has been a companion to humankind for millennia. The cucumber does not demand our attention. It does not seek acclaim or recognition. It sits quietly in the garden, in the kitchen, and on the table, offering its gifts without fanfare. It hydrates us, nourishes us, refreshes us, and heals us. It brings communities together through the shared traditions of growing, cooking, pickling, and eating. It connects us to the long lineage of farmers, cooks, and healers who have valued and cultivated this remarkable plant across thousands of years and countless generations. In a world that often values the flashy, the dramatic, and the extraordinary, the cucumber reminds us that there is greatness in simplicity, there is beauty in humility, and there is profound value in the quiet, consistent, generous gifts of nature. The next time you pick up a cucumber at the grocery store, at the farmer's market, or from your own garden, take a moment to appreciate what you are holding. You are holding a piece of history, a product of thousands of years of human ingenuity and natural evolution. You are holding a food that has nourished pharaohs and peasants, emperors and astronauts. You are holding a fruit that is 95% water and 100% remarkable. You are holding a cucumber. And that is no small thing. From the first wild cucumbers growing in the shadow of the Himalayas to the hydroponic cucumbers growing in the climate-controlled greenhouses of the 21st century, the journey of the cucumber is a journey of resilience, adaptation, and enduring relevance. It is a story that mirrors the story of human civilization itself, a story of discovery, innovation, exchange, and the relentless pursuit of something better. As we face the challenges of the future, feeding a growing population, adapting to a changing climate, building a more sustainable food system, the cucumber has a role to play. Its efficiency, its versatility, its nutritional value, and its universal appeal make it a crop that is well suited to the demands of the 21st century and beyond. The cucumber has been with us for thousands of years. And if we are wise enough to value, protect, and continue to cultivate this extraordinary fruit, it will be with us for thousands more. The story of the cucumber is far more than a story about a vegetable. It is a story about us, about our relationship with the natural world, about our ingenuity and creativity, about our ability to find nourishment, pleasure, and meaning in the simplest of gifts. It is a story about the power of a single plant to connect people across time, space, and culture. And it is a story that, like the cucumber vine itself, continues to grow, reaching ever outward, ever upward toward the light. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey through the history, science, culture, and cuisine of the cucumber. We hope that you have learned something new, that you have been surprised and delighted, and that you will never look at a cucumber in quite the same way again. Remember, the next time you bite into a crisp, cool, refreshing cucumber, you are participating in a tradition that stretches back to the dawn of civilization. You are connected to every farmer who ever planted a cucumber seed, every cook who ever sliced a cucumber for a salad, every physician who ever prescribed a cucumber for healing, and every person who ever sighed with relief as the cool, hydrating juice of a fresh cucumber touched their lips on a hot day. The cucumber is eternal, the cucumber is universal, the cucumber is extraordinary, and the cucumber above all is ours, a gift from nature, perfected by time and shared by all of humanity. This has been the story of the cucumber, a story of seeds and soil, of sunlight and water, of human hands and human hearts, a story that began in the ancient hills of South Asia and has spread to every corner of the globe. A story that is still being written, with every seed planted, every vine tended, every fruit harvested, and every bite savored. The cucumber's story is our story, and it is a story worth telling.